I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! If I go, I'ma get. When I flow, I'ma hit. And I know I'm the kid. I'm a soul, don't forget. I'ma blow up winning. Got my flow so vivid. Here we go, just beginning. Yeah, I throw every inning. Got my flow so legit. All I know is my shit. Here I go, they can win. Post Malone in this bitch. Rock star making hits. Got guitar in this shit. Leaving scars cause we lit. All these bars that I spit. Yeah, yeah. Let's go, let's go! Let's go! If I know what I want, then I know what I get. If I go, they can win, cause they know I get lit. I'm a pro, not a myth, and my flow got some wit. Never slow, drink a fit. I get hype, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. I get hype for this shit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. I get hype for this shit. Right.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's Tuesday night. You know what that means. The Knucklehead Comic Book Podcast. We got Cap in the building. Show doesn't even know what the fuck's going on. We waiting on Lay. Cabs can't make it tonight, but we're going to have a good one. We're going to have a good one tonight. I'm telling you. What's going on, LaFlocka? What's up, Cap?
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. I can't wait to do the what-ifs. I can't wait to do the fights. And I got something for you. Last week, you had asked me about the street sorcerer that Luke Cage knows.
Yes.
And so I found him. And his name is Sir Magico.
Ah, Sir Magico. Okay. Kenny, what's going on? Sir Magico. So is he from the Bronx or?
Yeah. So here's the weird thing. I think we misunderstood what was said in that at Comic-Con. Because I have the actual panel right here with me that I can read from.
All right, let's do this.
And even in the panel, they turn around and say that, so they introduce him as Sir Magico, a wannabe master of the mystic arts.
Oh, a wannabe. Okay.
But now, when he get, what do you call it? In this panel, Luke Cage and Iron Fist, they took the Super Soul Stone from a character named Tombstone. which I don't know if you remember him or not from the Spider-Man cartoons, but he's all gray. He wears a suit. He's like a heavy for a thug, for
Okay.
like the crime syndicates.
Okay.
So they took that off of him, right? And they're talking about it. And Iron Fist turns around and is like, "Yo," he's like, "Come on, man! If this were so magical and powerful, Doctor Strange would have known about it." So then, Magico turns around and goes, "Doctor Strange is a pendejo. I have forgotten more about magic than he'll ever know."
Okay, so we got the
So-
pendejos in there.
So the thing is, the writers had said he's a wannabe, but he honestly believes that he knows more than Doctor Strange.
All right, yeah. So we gonna have to find out about that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on Comicology and see if I can find this run and read up on what the hell happens.
All right, cool. Because we definitely gonna have to figure that one out. Yo, we got a magician from the Bronx coming through talking about Doctor Strange is a pendejo. We gotta figure it out. We gotta shed light on this. You know what I'm saying? People come here for the fucking facts. 1-800 facts is labeled up on the wall over there. Call it up. They're gonna let you know. Just watch the podcast. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. Shit. Here goes another little fun fact. Next week, I was planning on taking off. We was gonna have no shows next week, just so I give my guys a break and all that other stuff. I had the discussion with everyone. Everyone agreed to it, and Show thought that next week meant this week. So if he shows up, hey, good for him. If he doesn't,
You did what?
that's the best I got for you. I don't know what to tell you, but you know what? We tried. I only speak English, and I apologize for that. I need to learn other language for sure. I gotta learn show. But yeah, all right. So today we're gonna talk about the first episode of What If. We're gonna come up with our own what ifs. It's almost like our comic book fantasy booking, but we're gonna keep it in the realm of their own respective brands. So there's no cross branding here for DC and Marvel. But we're also gonna talk about we're gonna have people fighting who would win, and that's gonna be cross branded. You know what I'm saying? So that should be a good one. Because like I said, I'm not too privy on comic books and their powers and all that, but I have some ideas, and I like to learn what the capabilities of these guys are. So that should be a good one right there.
Yeah, that's definitely.
All right, Kenny said he got a story for me on Thursday. All right, can't wait to hear that one, Kenny. Me and Kenny are gonna go blow for blow. John Cena versus Hogan. That's gonna be that's gonna be a 12-rounder right there. I'm telling you right now. We might make more money than Logan Paul and Tyrone Woodley. You know what I'm saying? Now the fucking show doesn't want to leave me the goddamn. Trying to see if he can make it on before we get home. All right. Get in the fucking chat, Joe. Stop fucking around. Right, Team Cena versus Team Hogan. I'm gonna go molecular on your ass, Kenny. Just letting you know. Sonny gonna be on also if he remembers. He doesn't have as bad a memory as Show does, but he also told me to remind him, so we'll see how that works. That's gonna be fun. Tomorrow we're gonna do the Last Dragon review, and we're gonna recast it for today's actors. That should be fun. Shit is also hopefully Show doesn't think that we're taking tomorrow off. I gave him the itinerary of every podcast we're doing this week, and he assumed that we're off. It's like going to school. Like, what you mean? You said we had a test this Thursday. I thought we was off this Thursday. Are you fucking with me? My facts folder will not help you. I don't need a facts folder for this. I'm a facts machine. You feel me? 1-800 facts coming at you all day, every day.
Did he just say that the facts are not going to help you in a debate?
Not when John Cena's around, because they have the alternative facts. Yeah.
Plus, you can't see him, so you don't know where he is.
Yeah, that's true. We got John Trump Cena. But it's all right though. All right, well, fuck it. Let's get into the first episode of What If. So, yeah, give us your opinion on that.
So right off the bat, what if turned around and started off with an episode that I can only say excellent. And I wish Cabs was here because we had an argument when we did the tier system about the first Avenger, Cap's first movie. This episode not only did that movie better, it did it in 30 minutes. It had a montage, but that montage led into one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen put in animation. What they did with Steve was good. What they did with Peggy was good. I mean, I don't know how much you want to get into this or what you want to say before we get into the meat and potatoes of what the episode was, but this was a great way to start everything off.
Oh yeah, it was a great way. And we could talk about everything in that shit because if you haven't seen it yet, then we gave you ample time. That's almost a week away. Tomorrow will make a week for that shit going. If you ain't see it, then sorry, show, you're getting spoilers. But but you're referring to when she jumped through the plane?
Yeah. So let's get into this because you got to have the context around this. So, Owatu the Watcher, he leads this whole series, and he can see every reality, every timeline, every different decision that's ever been made. And what he's presenting is a look at one of those. Each episode is a look at one of those timelines. So the episode starts off back when Steve was in the machine. They were about to give him the super soldier serum. And then they asked Peggy Carter, does she want to stay or does she want to go out into the other room? So in the movie, she went out into the other room. Steve became the super soldier. That German dude tried to blow up the thing, and we had the events of the movie. What switched here is Peggy Carter decided to stay in the room. When she did that, she noticed the German dude and was able to stop him before he blew up shit. But then Steve tried to come out, try to fight him. He got shot. They needed somebody to go into the machine. Peggy jumped in. She comes out all jacked and ripped and huge.
I like that.
Now we have Captain Carter, and the events of the show unfold similarly to the movie with little differences here and there.
I
so
like
that's basically the.
Yeah, I like the fact that when she came out the machine, she was actually a little bit bigger. She was more muscular toned. She wasn't just the same
taller,
person, just with more muscle. Yeah. And also, like, the differences between Captain Carter and Captain America was that they hated on Captain America because he was a small guy and like, look, we gave this guy muscle, he ain't shit because he wasn't a soldier. He wasn't the prototypical soldier. But with Carter, they shitting on her because she's a woman. No one believed that a woman can do what she did.
Yeah, they kept telling her you're lucky to be in the room, which is like,
yeah,
really, motherfuckers.
For real, you tell that shit to like an apprentice or somebody who won a trip somewhere. Yeah, even Kenny was saying that they liked that they did that to her. If they left her looking normal, it would have like kind of defeated the purpose. It's like you did all that shit. Like Steve Rogers grew a foot. He grew like a whole foot and like what 50 pounds of muscle. You gotta do something to her. You know what I'm saying? Because he was what 5'3" when he stepped into the machine.
He's 5'4".
And he came out like what 6'1". He had to be like 6'1".
No, so Cap, I think he's either 6'2" or 6'4". So yeah, he's a whole foot or almost a foot.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about Cap is the one thing I've always found weird. So the Nazi party and everybody that we were really fighting in World War II back then preached the Aryan race. Over 6 foot, blonde hair, blue eyes, white. So in the comics, we send in to stop the Nazis somebody who's over 6 foot, blonde hair, blue eyes, who's white. It's like,
hey,
I've always found that a little bit weird. You
get destroyed by your own people, your own creation. So Kenny says he's billed at 6'2". give or take a couple inches. Yeah, but it's still relatively kind of like a foot. You know,
Yeah.
let me wake up tomorrow 6'2", see what happens. I'm gonna get a shield and fuck people up. That's all I'm saying. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
If he woke up 6'2", you'd have to surgically remove the smile from Vince's face.
Word. The only time I'll be excited is if I woke up 6'2" and woke up with a full head of hair. You know, that ain't happening anymore. Shit.
Dude, another thing I liked about this show, this episode, before we get to that cool scene,
Late.
is I liked how the romantic interest between Peggy and Steve, showing that she was never into Steve because he got muscles. She was into Steve because of who he was.
Yeah, and that's a very big important message to send. You know, because a lot of what is it, predication of that kind of relationship is based off of, oh look, he got muscles and now she likes him. But you know, she liked him since the beginning. You know, so that's pretty dope that they kept that dynamic. They actually it felt like they were closer. You know, like in the beginning when he didn't get the serum, it felt like their relationship grew even better. You know?
Well, that's because he didn't. So in the movie, he went off to the USO tour and started selling war bonds and other shit, and she was doing the actual fighting. Here, she didn't have to. When she became the super soldier, they didn't make her do the war bonds, so she got to stick around and foster that relationship even more.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. You know what I did like about this the What If cartoon? Maybe because it's a cartoon, but she fought with that shield differently than any other person I've seen fight with it. Like she held it from the edge. She's smacking people left and right. She used it as a weapon more than a defense. Where everybody I see with the super soldier serum, they're relatively doing the same thing. It's like they saw Cap do it, and they're like, "I'm gonna be Cap, and this is how Cap does it." So I'm, you know, it's like everybody's trying to be Muhammad Ali in the ring, and she's over here fighting her own style. So I like that.
Yeah. I can only posit that being Steve Rogers learned to fight with the shield in hand. Peggy, and so therefore everybody else, they see how he fought with it and like, oh, this is how you probably have to do it. Where Peggy, she knew how to fight before you gave her the shield. So the shield was just an augment to what she already knew.
Yeah. So
if you see the pure enjoyment in her face when she bunked up against the Jeep and flipped it over her, she was like, "Holy shit! Did you just?" She literally turns around and goes, Did anybody see that?"
yeah, and then she goes, "Let's do it again." And she hits the other fucking truck. No, yeah, I get it. I get it. Because for Cap, that was more of shield, and for her, that's a weapon.
Yeah.
So I get it. That was good. And then the next episode of What If is
I believe T'Challa.
yeah, T'Challa is Star-Lord.
Star-Lord.
Which
What if it's picked up by the Ravengers?
That's a different dynamic because I got a whole set of questions there, but they'll be answered during the show. But you know, did that really happen in the comics, or is this also just movie related?
So these what ifs are not comic book related. These what ifs are MCU related.
Okay.
And they're all canon because of the multiverse of madness shit. So we could have a situation where they bring back the actress who played Peggy Carter, and she shows up as Captain Carter somewhere down the line.
Would there also be an old man Steve Rogers, or would he be dead?
Yeah, they could do whatever they want. They could pull from any timeline now.
That's true.
Kang and Sylvie, they opened this up to anything and everything goes now.
That's kind of dope because they introduced the Watcher and the multiverse in one introduction. The one show and an introduction, basically.
Yeah.
She better get that Star-Lord hate. Ooh, Peggy Carter?
The hate for
so-
what?
I don't. We gotta see what Lay says when he gets on. He said a damn truck, but hey, man, Cap is strong. Also, Kenny, they have What If comics in. Oh, Lady Loki. Okay, yeah, he's saying she better have that solo hate because she blew everything up, for the universe. But Star-Lord they could have ended Thanos, but Star-Lord had to punch him free and shit.
Dude, so here's the thing. I will defend Sylvie here because one hand, I wouldn't have if he killed Gamora, I would not have hit him like that. I would have took the glove off of his ass, let them do whatever, and as they're trying to figure out the gauntlet, then I would have been whooping his ass. But Sylvie, I'm with Sylvie. You telling me that this whole situation, this whole structure, you want me to take over? No. I came to burn it down, so I'm burning it down.
Cap's one of those people. If he has a choice, kill the person or do something else. I came here to kill you. I'm killing you. I didn't come here to bullshit you. But yo, Kenny, they have a run of What If comics. They're not the same What Ifs as the show, but they had What If comics in DC that you can explain this better, Cap. Good.
So it was actually Marvel. So
I'm sorry.
In the 70s and 80s, they did a run of What Ifs where they essentially just gave the writers, they gave them freedom. They were like, hey, take these comics, take these characters, write one-shots where you can literally do whatever you want.
And a one-shot is?
So one-shot is a comic book issue that is just that one contained issue. It doesn't run on for more than one. Some of them might have been more than one, but it's very rare for a What If. So you take a situation, you can make it darker, you can make it funnier, you can have characters die, you can do whatever you want, because at the end of it, that all gets resolved, and it has nothing to do with the 616 continuity, the regular continuity. It later on became, so they did it in the 70s and 80s, then they brought it back in the early 90s, and then they did it again a few years ago. I don't know if they're still doing it, but it became a testing ground. So Jane Foster, who is now Thor, she had her own What If. What if Jane Foster picked up the hammer of Thor? And they did that, and just to see what the reception of it would be. It wasn't really that popular at the time, but since they had already did it, it gave them the idea to bring it into the full 616 universe with her whole story arc. And actually, people now prefer her to Thor than Odin's son. So now I don't know if they've changed it, but the last I read, she's officially Thor and he's just Odin's son now.
Okay. And they originally Captain America picked up Thor's hammer in a What If comic also, or was that Wonder Woman?
So originally Cap picked it up in a What If comic. The Hulk never picked it up. The only time the Hulk picked it up was I believe in the movie, the TV movie they made back when Bill Bixby was Bruce Banner and Lou Ferrigno was the Hulk.
The good old days.
Yeah. So Wonder Woman picked it up during the Marvel versus DC fight, and then Storm had picked it up at some point. A couple other people have picked it up since then.
Okay. Has Hercules ever picked it up?
I don't believe so, but I don't think he's had an opportunity to do so.
Okay, all right. So
funny thing, Wonder Woman picked up the hammer in that Marvel vs. DC, since we're gonna be talking about fights later on, and then she proceeded to fight Storm, and Storm beat the brakes off her ass, even with the fucking hammer.
Damn. That's how badass Storm is?
Yo, Storm has the power of nature itself. She is, for all intents and purposes, a demigod.
Okay. I mean, it's Wonder Woman's a demigod also, right? But she doesn't have powers to control anything but a lasso, right?
Yeah, correct. Wonder Woman is a demigod similar to Greek mythology, like how Hercules is.
Okay.
Where she just gets the strength and the speed and all that. They, for some reason, they decided to write her as she can fly and she has an invisible plane. So,
Yeah, you ever get tired of flying?
yeah, if you ever get tired of flying, fly.
It's like Aquaman having a boat.
Yeah, that okay, or a submarine.
Yeah, right. Okay, has there ever been a what if comic where what if Wolverine's adamantium was made from the metal of Mjolnir?
No, I do not believe so. But so here's the thing. I don't think that would work as people writing it because one, you'd have to be worthy of Mjolnir, and I don't think Wolverine is worthy, to be honest. Two, if you take that part out, the metal from Mjolnir is made from a dying star. So the reason when if you saw the movie, the first movie where he pins Loki to the Bifrost by putting the hammer on him, it didn't stay on him because Loki's unworthy to pick it up. It stayed on him because it is that heavy.
Mm.
So if you put it in Wolverine, he ain't moving nowhere. You essentially just made him a statue.
So it would be like when they actually put concrete in him and killed him that way. That's how
Well, they put, yeah. So he died when they poured the adamantium over him and casted him like a statue.
Okay, all right. I thought it was concrete.
No, he just let it sit over him and he let it harden up.
Damn.
Which is the cruelest way to die for him, since his healing factor probably kept him alive a whole lot longer than necessary.
What's going on, Lake?
What's up?
Chilling, man.
Yeah.
So real quick before we get into the thing, just to get to that scene for What If. So Peggy Carter, they had that scene where she's stopping the trucks. She flips one. They fight. They do the whole montage like they do in the original movie. But partway through the montage, they show that Steve Rogers is now Iron Man. Stark's father created an Iron Man suit back in the day with the Tesseract powering it. So he comes in flying with Peggy Carter on his back, and she's literally jumping through the air, fighting planes.
Yeah.
Like she runs into one plane, knocks it out the sky, goes into a free fall. Steve catches her. She jumps into another plane. Like, that's some dope ass shit.
Yeah.
It was some dope ass shit.
It was. I was looking at it like, see, that's a good way to flip the thing over. You didn't see Cap doing that. Probably did in some comics, but you didn't see it in that.
Yeah, for real. Yo, Leg, quick update. Show thought that I meant this week we were gonna take off, so he's not home right now.
I knew it.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, I don't know how in 3 different conversations with 6 people, you're the only one.
Especially, isn't he always the only one?
Pretty much. Especially after I told you the topics of this week's all of the podcasts.
Yeah. Like, why would you tell us this for next week? Like, you said brainstorming. I'm like, I'm with that. I don't know. That's why I asked again. I was like, you sure it's this week? And I did ask twice.
Yeah.
Just to cut, like, and I saw that he saw it. But he saw it and said it. And I'm like, okay. So he got it.
Yeah.
That was our fault. We didn't reclarify after the clarification.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Show is
I don't know why that's needed.
Yeah. Show is like our Quagmire. He's just that show. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He showed.
Yeah. Pretty much it. So
like on a crash course thing, I've taken a show. They had a crash course in your show, like within 2 episodes of the wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
Pretty summed up.
Pretty much. You got to give it to him. He doesn't change who he is for anybody.
No, I appreciate the consistency. At least I know what to expect.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like I'm never surprised at any point.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. So, how did you like the first episode of What If?
I loved it actually. I love the fact that it took their story and it honestly showed Peggy's experience with pretty much war in general. Like, you know what I mean? Like she's experiencing war. Steve isn't at all. Steve's a good man, but he's not a good soldier. Peggy just has to be a good soldier and a good person, so it kind of balances itself out.
Yeah.
So when you give somebody like that actual powers, it's gonna seem everything is smoother with her, and she picks up things quicker because then she doesn't have to train. She already has that knowledge and that skill, so it just comes natural to her with a lot of things. You know, and the relationship seemed great. It seemed more genuine than before. You know.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like uncomfortable neither.
No. It was legitimately one of those you can tell it's genuine, just liking each other. It has nothing to do with how whatever person looks. They just get along very well.
Oh yeah.
She appreciates that he has the brass to do what he was about to do.
Word. And I'm happy they still kept Steve Rogers as Steve Rogers. He wasn't a bitch.
Yes,
He's like, I didn't need the super soldier serum to fight. I want to fight. Give me a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that was always the basis of Cap's character is suit or no suit, I'm going to fight one way or another. I'm going to find a way.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I try to enlist so many times.
Oh, yeah. Now, quick question. Which Iron Man suit do you think is better, Tony's or Howard's?
That's tough. I like Howard's ingenuity with what he had at that time. You know, you're kind of limited, but his imagination kind of makes up for that limitation. You know what I mean? It's his creativity is like, all right, if I'm gonna make a suit, he has to have like a tank feel because that's all they knew. You know what I'm saying? But I was a fan. Honestly, I like Howard's more because he was limited, but yet extremely creative with how he did it, how he went about it. He was like, yes, it's gonna look like a tank, but how many tanks you don't have arms and legs and fly?
For real.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, who you think suits better?
So I actually I agree with Lay here. I like Howard's better because if you look at it, Howard built it as a support structure. So it had the rail for Peggy to ride on. It does something to augment the fight, where, as we all know, Iron Man's was just made for him, by him. Like, even the one that Rhodey took wasn't one that was made for Rhodey. It was just like a discarded one that Tony never got to finish.
Yeah. Okay. Who's more? What's more powerful, the Tesseract or the arc reactor that he made? I'm assuming the Tesseract, but
yeah, well, the Tesseract only because we all know it's one of the Infinity Stones, so it's obviously stronger. But the arc reactor, for what it is and what it can do, the ingenuity that was put into it, I mean, it's a very close call with those two.
I mean, they essentially in part two, you essentially made a new element.
Yeah.
That's absolutely wild.
yeah,
So come up with a brand new element, you're like, hey man, that's something. You know, but like I said, it's an Infinity Stone. So Thanos he wasn't looking for the arc reactor. I'm saying he wasn't looking for that.
yeah,
You know, to snap things out of existence. So,
Yeah.
but for it being man-made, the arc reactor is fucking impressive. Very impressive. But of course,
Yeah.
Tesseract has to be. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I hear you.
What's funny is they consistently use the Tesseract wrong in the MCU because they keep saying it's an energy source, but the shit is a teleport. It's the space stone. It's
a portal.
teleportation.
Like a key. Yeah, it's a portal. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
I could go from one end of the universe to the other. You guys are completely off with it. Yeah, go figure.
Yeah. it is a teleportation device, right? Pretty much. Or is that just what they use it for?
No, that's what it is. It's the space
It is.
stone. It bends time and space, and you can move freely so long as you know where you're trying to go.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
That's why every time you open a portal, you see that one shine, because that's what it was doing, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna lead that into the verses. I have a couple of matches that I have for you guys, and I want to hear what your opinion on who would win. And the first match I have is Magneto versus Doctor Doom. And don't be surprised. I took the brands and put them together for some of these matches. But yeah, so Magneto versus Doctor Doom. Who do you think will win that and why?
I'll let Cap go
Lay,
first.
you want to start?
Nah, I'll let you go first. I've had this matchup in my head for years, and it's always been like flip-flopping with me, but go ahead.
So I'm gonna go Doctor Doom. Only because Magneto has been kind of a de facto leader for the different variations of the mutant island that he's run. But he hasn't been an actual leader. So in terms of intelligence and getting people behind you and knowing what it takes to get a job done that's difficult, Doctor Doom has actual experience as a leader. Now, Doctor Doom has magic. He's almost to Doctor Strange's level with his use of magic. He's got technology. He's got vastly superior intelligence. And not to mention, he's the only villain out of them, but rare anybody else has done it. He has taken over Asgard. He became a god. The Infinity Gauntlet wasn't even enough to stop him. Magneto has never been that powerful. So in a pure fight, when you take everything they could do, Doctor Doom's got to win in my book.
Okay. So is Doctor Doom's armor magnetic? Is that like what kind of armor does he have?
So I'm willing to bet that it's metal that is magnetic, but like I said, he's smart. He knows Magneto. So you're gonna kill a few Doom bots before you even get to him. And by the time you do that, he'll enchant his suit to not be magnetic with the magic he knows.
Okay.
And totally negate what the hell Magneto can do.
Right.
All right, Lay, what's your opinion on this one?
Well, I would say Magneto, for 1 second. Usually when you build anything or when you have anything kind of constructed, you're going to have some kind of metal, right? Whether it be Latveria or anything. We've seen when Magneto's focused and when he's really upset, you could pick up anything. Like, let's say, Latveria. A country itself, you can fold it into it. But the thing is, Magneto has to be one thing, absolutely razor focused. It can't be about mutants. It can't be about anything else. He can't be distracted by anything. His purpose has to be to destroy Magneto. That's it. And he has a tendency of letting stuff cloud his mind. Magneto, on the other hand, Doom, on the other hand, is usually razor focused on taking over the world. And with all due respect, kind of qualifies. There's a way he runs Latveria. You know what I mean? Very strict. It's only second to like Wakanda technology-wise. It's pretty much it, But the only reason I say Magneto is why Doom learned the spells and he learned everything. Magneto is natural mutant. He's an Omega mutant on his own, just like this is what he is. There's no learning that. He's been like this his whole life. So I'm sure he can figure something out. Like using his power the way he does. I mean, for the love of God, the man barely walks.
Yeah.
Like he chooses to float everywhere. I respect the shit out of that. I'm like, yo, I don't need to walk. Man, you've never seen a man go for his helmet? He just goes. It's not move. And for some reason, he's like in the 70s and absolutely jacked. I'm trying to figure the science of that. I don't know if it's a mutant gene, but he has the whitest hair I've ever seen. And he's built like Cap, which is just absolutely insane. And then there's always that part of him that can be unlocked. He can go kind of like a Wolverine Berserker mode, but not. But where for some reason, most mutants that are that level can get stronger. You know what I mean? I feel Magneto off the sense of between the Doombots or whatever, if he gets in there fast enough, and Dr. Doom has no idea what's happening. He can pretty much crush him in his suit. It is a metal suit. At the end of the day, master of magnetism, like Iron Man. It would have been the most ridiculous thing ever. Would have been him and Iron Man. I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
No, this is not the guy for that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I hear you.
I would say Magneto off the strength of having all that time with the power and be able to the master of magnetism.
See,
reverse polarities and stuff like that, so you can figure it.
Yeah. See, what made this matchup interesting for me is because I know that where Magneto would lack in intelligence, he can make up for in like military tactics, because he did run basically a small army with his X-Men, with his mutants fighting against the humans and Professor X. You know what I'm saying? So it's, they aren't stupid people. You have to come up with plans. You have to know how to control people and all that other stuff. And where Dr. Doom's lack of military expertise, I would say, one of his weaknesses is also, isn't he too prideful? Isn't he one of those people
his arrogance is unmatched.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. It is unmatched. The man sees himself as a god. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. So I mean, they have some flaws in them that they both would not hesitate to use against each other.
No. So it would be a sense of who is more focused and who gets to who faster. Now the way I see it is, if you get to the other person faster, then you know what's going on. But if it's like surprise, it's gonna be very difficult for the other one, especially the guy in the metal suit.
Yeah, but you gave away a secret though. You just said Magneto doesn't ever walk. So his leg must have atrophy. So as soon as you knock him to the ground, he doesn't walk, bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those legs aren't as useful as you think they are. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Just make him into Professor X.
For a guy that doesn't fucking walk, he sure as hell don't miss leg day.
Maybe the wrong guy. Maybe the wrong guy has a wheelchair.
Maybe he's moving Professor X's wheelchair also. His shit don't fucking have no wheels. That shit hovers also.
Well, whatever the hell technology is mode.
What was that?
Yeah, that hover technology that he has going on.
Oh yeah.
That probably McCoy made for him. That's Beast, Hank McCoy's Beast.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No, not you, but somebody out there's like, who the hell is Hank? Hank McCoy's Beast.
I forgot we was doing a podcast. I'm so interested in the conversation. I forgot we have people watching.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, all right. So basically, it's a toss up for this one. We'll give it a toss up depending on who comes first. If they both know about it before they meet each other, then it's gonna be an issue. It could lean towards Doom's way. But if it's one of those, surprise attacks, we're just in a war and boom, hey, there goes Dr. Doom, crush him. It could go with Magneto.
So here's the thing. Final point. Dr. Doom has the Batman syndrome. Batman, it said that if you give Batman time to prepare for anybody, he can beat anybody. It's the same thing with Doom. You give him a little bit of time to prepare, and you ain't going to beat him.
Okay. All right. So that leads me to my next match, and this one is the hard hitters. This one is the no fuck arounds. Darkseid versus Thanos.
Darkseid. Darkseid doesn't need an Infinity Gauntlet to be who he is. That Omega Beam alone is something, don't get me wrong, Thanos is strong and whatever without the Infinity Gauntlet. But I feel like Darkseid is literally, you created Thanos because of Darkseid. Literally. And if I'm wrong, anybody can correct me. I'll wait.
No, you're right, Jack.
That Jeopardy theme, it would be so dope, but we'll get so copyrighted right there. But yeah, you know what I mean? And the fact that by the way, there it is, yeah. He's been looking for that. The fact that he's been looking for that stupid equation is what fucks him up sometimes. But when he decides to get down, there's very few people outside of like Superman, like the ultimate gold version, that can actually stop him. That Superman that went through a million suns or whatever the fuck he did. That guy. Like he's one of the most annoying Supermen, but I understand it. Like make a guy OP more OP. Yeah. Fuck it. Right? Fuck it. But yeah, I would say Darkseid any day of the week.
What equation are you talking about?
The anti-life equation.
Hmm.
Yeah. Have you
It's
ever
the thing
seen?
that in the Justice League, the Snyder cut, the thing he was looking for
Yeah,
at the
that's what
beginning.
he was looking for.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what
The
was in
anti-life
those mother
equation.
boxes.
No. It's supposedly it's on Earth, and it was a map saying exactly where it is.
Ah.
Right. Well, that's what he's been searching for this whole time, destroying planets. By taking over planets, he's been looking for the anti-life equation, which is accurate because that is what he's doing in the comics most of the time.
So he's basically like Galactus, just looking for an equation instead of a feeding off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, in a sense, yeah, but except he's not eating the world.
So would
Fat bastard.
Cat, before you go, would it have been fairer if I said Galactus versus Darkseid?
No,
No.
So
No.
Darkseid would beat Galactus also?
yo, Galactus is really a punk.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he is. Yeah. He's kind of a guy that kind of fell into that situation he's in. Honestly, kind of just fell into it. It wasn't really like I'm Galactus. Like, no, he was just a normal dude and kind of wound up that way. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Galactus is only portrayed as evil because he literally needs the substance of planets to survive. So he's not actively coming out here like, oh, here's Earth, I'm gonna fuck it up. He's like, I need something to eat, otherwise
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. There's a planet.
It's like when a vegetarian sees somebody eating a steak and he goes, "Yo, but I like steak, and I'm used. This is what I can feed on." And you're like, "Oh
Yeah.
my God, you're eating it." Yo, my man, just fuck off, man. Don't worry about what I'm doing. This is how I live. Leave me alone. And honestly, there was one comic who was like, "Listen, I don't want to do this, but it's the only way I can live. This is how I eat."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, Cat, for you is Darkseid also?
No, for me it's Thanos. And I'll tell you why. Out of Darkseid and Thanos, if my memory serves me correctly, and like they had pointed out, if I'm wrong, let me know. Thanos is the only one to actually have achieved his goal in the comics. Thanos
Oh, no.
gathered the Infinity Stones, snapped out half of everybody, and it took Adam Strange talking to Thanos, reasoning with him to put everything back. They weren't going to stop him. Where Darkseid, looking for it, he always gets fucking stopped. There's not, like you said, they made a Goku Superman who went Super Saiyan to stop him. They have what do you call it? There's no comparison because the Omega Beams, cool, all right, but Thanos can take that. He can take that without the Infinity Gauntlet and then go beat him up because Thanos is actually a superior fighter than Darkseid. So when Jack Kirby made both of them, he went to DC, made Darkseid, made the New Gods. When he came back to Marvel, they needed him to do another villain, and he literally was just like, well, I made one guy over there, and he just did the same shit again. But he fixed a little bit of the problems he had and made that Thanos more military, more fighting than Darkseid, a better fighter than Darkseid. So I'm going with Thanos on this one.
So you're telling me that they made an OP Superman to pretty much destroy Darkseid, and Grimace is going to destroy the guy that only the OP Superman can destroy.
So
I'll go with
the
like they'll go like this Superman. Literally, I don't know what baking in that sun does to you, but apparently it's you come out gold. I was assuming you burn, but it's Superman, but I'm like that guy winds up destroying Darkseid, and you're telling me the guy that needs these things. Don't get me wrong, he did accomplish his goal. I will agree with that. But there's many times where Darkseid has gotten an anti-life equation. But the problem is DC's comic book is they fucking retcon so many times, you forget that he's done it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you're just like, yeah, he did it. No, let's rebirth. He did it. Now, new 52. He needs to do it again. So you're like, it's gonna happen every time. Meanwhile, in Thanos, it stayed that he got it. And Strange spoke to him, but he did do it.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was never retconned back into, no, you got to start over. You got to make the
True.
glove and start
But-
over. But I understand where you're coming from.
To,
It's like,
to go up to your point,
no, go ahead.
to go up to your point,
Yeah.
you brought up that what do you call it? They had to make Superman Super Saiyan to stop Darkseid. We're
Superman
not saying Thanos
1000,
versus Super
1000.
Saiyan Superman.
Yeah.
We're saying so nobody was able to stop Thanos in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they threw every single person they had at him, and they have more Superman than DC does.
But they don't have the Superman.
couldn't stop him.
They don't have the Superman. There's no carbon copies can do what Superman does, apparently. I don't know. Even though
The
this
only
dude's exactly like him. I forgot the dude's name.
The only thing Clark Kent can do that nobody in Marvel can do is put on a pair of glasses and have an entire world fooled that he's a completely different person.
Let's not get started on that. That annoys the shit out of me. I don't even want to get into that. That's one of those disguises that I just go, nobody see it. But yeah,
You-
I mean, difference between
you wanna hear
I'm gonna
something
go with. And remember, Darkseid has been leading his army for how long? Like that. He has a whole planet and he has a bunch of generals. For how long? How old is he?
Thanos don't need none of that shit.
I don't say he does, but I'm just saying, you talk about military strategies, the man is literally commanding legions of armies. This guy has 5 people, which are dope,
Have
by
you ever
the way.
seen Darkseid fight?
Yeah, I've seen Darkseid fight. I've seen him beat the shit out of Superman and beat the shit out of plenty of people.
Dude,
I mean, he beat the shit out of his son,
mainly he's
Orion. He beat the
100%
shit out of that
mega
dude. He does it all the time. He fucks up Orion all the time. And Orion's literally a military guy. He does it all the time. He's like, my kid is here. Give me a second. I need to backhand him a little bit.
What was that?
No, but I get what you're saying. I see your point. You know what I'm saying? We agree to disagree.
Yeah.
We did in the last point too, by the way. This one just got a little more
Yeah.
because of the stakes. Because these two guys are pretty much, like they're what the other guy is in the other things. Teams come together to stop him. Teams come together to stop that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, one they succeed, the other one they completely fail because God, they're fucking idiots, man.
All right, so I got another one for you. This one is impromptu. This is one of my original ones, but I changed it. But I'm gonna say it to y'all again. Lex Luthor versus Reed Richards. The battle of the minds.
I'd go with Reed.
Yeah, Reed Richards is the smartest, one of the smartest. Right now he's the 3rd smartest in Marvel, and Lex Luthor is just a man. We're not even talking about Reed can stretch and shit.
I thought Lex Luthor was a level 10 intellect.
Dude, in DC that don't mean shit.
I thought he was one of the smartest people.
Is not a level 10 intellect. Batman is apparently smarter than everybody.
Mm-hmm. So is Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, nobody says shit about him.
All right, so I thought they were going after. I thought this was gonna be smart guy versus smart guy.
No, it is. It's a smart guy versus smarter guy.
Okay, so Lex Luthor ain't shit then. He's just a
No,
man.
he's something. Lex Luthor could anybody below Reed Richards.
So,
by the way, not enough props is given to Bruce Banner. Extremely intelligent, really intelligent. They just because he's the Hulk, they never give him that props, but very intelligent. To the point that Tony Stark even sometimes goes, "I think you're smarter than me," and everybody goes, "He is." But whatever. You have you have the arrogance backing you up. Whatever. You feel you're smarter, but we know who's smarter. Yeah.
So you said that
they got a guy named Blue Marvel that's extremely intelligent as well. He's like a Superman kind of guy, African American guy. Yes. He's dope, and he's also intelligent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mentioned him a couple of podcasts ago.
Yeah, absolutely. You got people like that have yet been mentioned or spoke about, but once again, extremely intelligent, and that's the kind of guy that would give Lex Luthor or anybody on the other side a run for their money easily. And then he is powerful, so that does help. And what he has, his power is literally what his degrees are in. His power is what he studies. before that happened. So you're like, yeah, it's kind of cheating. Like, the power I have, I know how to use it better than anybody else at this point.
Yeah, okay. It's kind of like when Tony woke up. It was in Avengers 1. Like, when did you know about quantum physics? Last night. I read the book.
Last night.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And all of a sudden, Bruce Banner starts talking to go see somebody that knows my language. There you go.
There you go.
Another brain.
Word. All right, so that was a miss. Swing and a miss, strike one for me. I thought I was saying some shit that y'all was gonna be like, "Oh, this is dope."
No, I mean the way Luther is advertised a lot of times, he is intelligent. But for Reed Richards, that would be disrespectful. Reed Richards, but by the way, make no mistake about it, Reed Richards is extremely arrogant himself. Like Dr. Doom is arrogant, but Reed Richards' arrogance gets hidden behind him being like goofy. He is extremely arrogant. Next level.
Yeah.
Like yo, nobody compares to me. Like if you say he's wrong, he'll find 50 ways to prove you wrong. Like you're wrong. I'm never wrong. So saying does not make no mistake about it. Reed Richards, most geniuses have a lot of arrogance to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, my next one, I guess Cap already answered this shit, but Wonder Woman versus Captain Marvel. Because Cap said Wonder Woman got fucked up with Moliere, but
yeah. But here's the thing, right? They give so many variations. There were so many different versions of Wonder Woman, right? Like there's one point where Wonder Woman is essentially like the second coming of Superman. Then there's another one where she's barely holding her own against Cheetah. You're like, what? I've seen you beat the shit out of Superman on several occasions. You even cut his throat. Why is Cheetah giving you a run for your money right now? What, did Cheetah get enhanced? No, she's just still Cheetah. I mean, listen, I've never been a fan of Captain Marvel to begin with. Like Ms. Marvel, yeah. Then when she became Captain Marvel, she became such a douchebag in between the cut and then this chick playing her. I'm like, whatever, but she is very powerful. If we're getting two equals on straight tactics alone, I'm gonna go with Wonder Woman because warfare is her life. Like she literally lives to fight. If she's not fighting, she's bored. She's on some, I don't like this. I remember there was a comic where she's like, yo, I don't like these peace missions. Why? There's no fighting.
Yeah.
I'm Amazon. I'm built to fight. You know what I mean? Literally, that's all I'm built for. But that's my take is, if it's the Wonder Woman that I grew up with, is gonna take, first thing she's going for that throat of the head to cut it off. That's what she does. You know what I'm saying? And she has a sword that's pretty essentially a god killer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of like the guy that's going to be in a Thor: Love and Thunder. Essentially, it's made to kill gods. You know what I mean? So I mean, I would just go with Wonder Woman, and I'm just a fan of hers anyway, especially the black one.
Is it Black Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Like there's a new Wonder Woman now that's from Brazil in the comics now when they read everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's dope.
Yeah. When I saw she was from Brazil, I was like, I see what you did there. They're used to being naked, you bastards.
All right, Cap, what's your opinion on that one?
So, like you had mentioned, I had brought up the Marvel versus DC where Storm beat the shit out of Wonder Woman with Thor's hammer. But Blay brought up a thing in the comics. Carol Danvers is a bitch. So just based on that, I'm gonna be like, I hope Wonder Woman kicks the shit out of her.
We got our first agreement.
I want to see that stupid spiky haircut with just Wonder Woman picking up the head on some. It's a lot easier than I thought it was. Why do you call her Captain Marvel again?
Oh, so you know why they call it Captain Marvel, or was that like a?
Oh no, that whole thing between Shazam and that. I'm not getting into that. That fucking dispute. It's honestly, that's just like it's like I named it first, it's like the most childish shit DC and Marvel I think has ever done to each other.
Yeah.
She's like a little kid thing. Stupid. But then again, at one point when you're like competing, you're gonna get petty. You know what I mean? They could have been both Captain Marvel, by the way. But I feel like Shazam is a cooler name anyway.
It is.
I'd rather say Shazam, which is one word, easier for everybody to remember, than Captain Marvel.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And yelling that shit sounds cool anyway when he does it.
Yeah. Shazam!
Yep.
That's very cool.
Yeah. To go back to Captain Marvel for a second, I don't know if anybody's read the second Civil War. There's a
Yeah.
panel where she's fighting. So Iron Man is now on the other side. Iron Man is taking up Cap's position, and Carol Danvers is taking up Iron Man's position. And there's a panel where there's some teenage superhero, and that really fucked up. And Iron Man went up to her and was like, "Look, this is getting out of hand. We should teach this kid, leave him alone, put our shit aside and team up and help this kid out." And she essentially was like, "Nope, he's going to jail," and just fucked him up anyway.
She's a cunt. Telling you, she's a cunt.
Damn.
Straight A cunt. Telling you, son. Like the way they write her is fucked up to her. Because if you ever go back and read the Ms. Marvel, there was something that happened with it. I don't want to give it away with people to read it. It was really fucked up.
Oh my
really felt
God.
for her. There was whoever thought of that shit was two things. One, complete dick, and another thing, out of his fucking mind. But you felt for her. You felt for her. You're like,
the worst. It's probably the worst thing they could have ever written for any character.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. I can't agree more. Besides Thanos' brother, with his power, Star Fox.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, besides him and his power, and that's a shit show. And all. We'll get to some fucked up powers later in another one, but trust me.
Yeah, that's got to be a topic.
His shit is like, and I'm not talking about bad. I'm just talking about like fucked up power, like just morally wrong.
Damn.
And even if you have like little morals, you can still go, that's just either you're with it and you're a piece of shit, or you're just like, that's not right. But her thing, when it happened to her, you're like, wow. And then all of a sudden, when they changed her up to this cocky pilot douchebag, I'm like, damn, I used to like Ms. Marvel. I liked her. All of a sudden, you read and you're like, nah, she go fuck herself. And then they got the perfect actress to be just as cunning as she is. They got the perfect, we got a cunt to play an even bigger cunt. I'm like, wow, you guys, great casting, by the way. I just don't like the actress. I don't like her. I don't like her in anything she's in. And I've seen stuff with her, and I'm like, oh, I've never liked you. Like, I've never liked you. You're acting, you nothing. You know what I'm saying? You've been a cunt your whole career.
Damn.
I'm serious, bro. It's like, Cap will tell you, when you read anything about Captain Marvel, not Ms. Marvel, you do the whole, wow, that's polar opposites there. You're both on different ends over here. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Yep.
Damn. All right, I got one more, and then we can go into our what ifs. Namor versus Aquaman. While Lay drinks his water.
Ironically, right? It was all planned.
Yeah.
It was all planned.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Completely planned. Cap, you go first.
All right. So this is going to be a tough one because even admitted by DC staff, they treated Aquaman like a fucking joke for so long that it's easy to just dismiss him and be like, well, Namor, because Namor is better, he's cooler, he's done more shit. But the one thing that Aquaman has that Namor doesn't is Aquaman can actually control the fish life around him, and Namor can't. So if you battling Aquaman, you battling literally the entirety of the ocean at the same time. And I don't think Namor has the stamina to do all that shit.
And it's funny, Namor is essentially a mutant, right? It's like the first mutant, apparently. Besides Apocalypse, like the first mutant they kind of published. Whereas in essence, Aquaman is essentially kind of a demigod, and that Triton can cut through Superman's skin. So what's it going to do to a mutant? Like, he can literally stab damn near anybody with that thing and go through. He can control the water with that Trident, all the water in the world. He can flood the earth if he wants, whatever he wants.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? So essentially, it's honestly, it's like let's say you're the toughest kid on this block. I'm the toughest kid in the state.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're cool there, but in the big leagues, you can't fuck with me.
It's like
You
a
can't.
ranked amateur trying to fight Tyson in his prime.
Absolutely correct. Yes, you while you're great in your little circuit, once you step up to the big boys, it's over.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, my man. It's not gonna take much for me to destroy you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm more surprised that Namor ain't shit. Yeah, I thought he was better than that.
So he is. So here's the thing. Namor, he's part of the Illuminati. He's super intelligent. The problem with Namor is he's done just as much fucked up shit as he's done good. And we're not talking about like Wolverine or the Punisher. He's literally been a villain, just like trying to kick the shit out of the Avengers. He tried to, what do you call it? He tried to force Sue to marry him. A whole bunch of shit.
He flooded Wakanda.
Yeah. Aquaman has been a joke, but he's been a good dude this whole time.
Okay.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, he lost his hand for his kid. I mean, your pop's willing to give up his right hand for his kid, all puns intended. I mean, come on. And meanwhile, Namor has literally been trying to like forcibly rape Sue Storm for decades.
Damn.
Like he'd be like, "Yo, I know you're married. I don't care. Like you dirtbag."
To the point where it gets embarrassing sometimes.
Yeah. It's funny. Like you know how Wolverine hits on Jean,
Yeah.
right? But Scott has to be dead for him to do something. Like Scott's dead. This dude goes, "Yo, your man is standing right here. You can go fuck himself." Wow, son. You know, but Namor's another guy. His arrogance will get the better of him. He's lost plenty of fights to Black Panther off the cuff that he's like, "Yo, I'm more powerful." You Black Panther goes, "Yeah, you are, but you're not humble, son, and I have better technology."
Shit. So name was the type of dude to walk in the room and be like, "Yo, fuck you, come here, girl."
Absolutely correct. He will literally walk up to you while you're standing at your girl and go, "You don't want him anymore. You want me now." It's like, wow, whoa, wait, dude, I'm standing right here.
Hey,
What the fuck, man? What are you doing?
Sometimes that shit works. Sometimes that shit works.
I tell you this much, if it does, she was never yours. Walk away, son. Come late. Yep. that relationship was at no point was ever good.
Word. He did you a favor.
It was a win for her at that point.
For real. He did you a favor.
Yeah, before we move on to the what ifs, I got one for Lay.
Okay.
Now, so I picked this matchup because one, it's a guy that you know and like, and two, I just wanted to show how much of a nerd I am, and I probably picked a hero you might not have even heard of.
Yeah.
So I got the Red Hood versus Night Thrasher.
Wow, Night Thrasher with the with the black suit. The Night Thrasher. He even has a skateboard sometimes, depending. He's kind of like a Batman story, but not. But dude, you can let's say like that. Let's say if you put Batman, kind of like the Red Hood suit together, and you give him Robin's Extremis sticks, kind of like that. Honestly, wow, that's a good one. But you know what it is? Red Hood is willing to kill at any point to win. And I know the Night Thrasher has done it, but it has been on like extreme circumstances. Red Hood will do it because it's Tuesday. We know this. Red Hood will kill. We got, you know what? It's going to take a lot of effort for me to put you back in jail. I might as well just murk you now. I tried putting you in jail. You got out. Now you got to die. But I think between Red Hood's training and the fact that he trained in more lethal arts outside of Batman after he got the shit beat out of him by the Joker, you know? And he learned from Lady Shiva and everybody, but he learned to kill and he became a better marksman. I would have to go, and I like Night Thrasher, especially I like his suit because it looks dope. Like it's a dope looking suit. You know what I mean? It's crazy dope. If you get a chance, look it up, man. Look it up, Tut. So it's dope. And he sometimes has a skateboard, which is also dope. But I would have to go with Red Hood easily. Because he would literally shoot him in the face and just call it a day.
All right.
I mean, you cut heads off of drug dealing bosses, lieutenants. you're gonna do
Yeah.
anything to win at that point. No, but it would be fun hand to hand until Jason realizes he has to shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
Like he goes, all right, now he's not gonna go away because he won't. Now I got to kill him.
Dude,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
to give a little insight to the fans who are the people who are watching right now, I picked this fight specifically because Night Thrasher is a skilled acrobat and aerialist, just like all the Robins.
Mhm.
He's a skilled martial artist, hand-to-hand combat guy, just like all the Robins. He's an
Absolutely.
expert detective, just like all the Robins. The only difference is he's a skilled inventor and computer hacker. So he's got that. So he's got a little bit of like Mr. Terrific mixed in with him.
Yeah.
Okay. I put
Like
it.
the only one that I would see a matchup with, and it'd be a fair fight, probably be like Tim Drake, because he's also very intelligent and he has better hacking skills than anybody else does.
Yeah.
Like Nightwing would be the best all around. Like his skills are more well-rounded. Clearly, Jason Todd is a more aggressive. He's stronger. He's built a little bigger. You know what I mean? And he learned certain ways so the fight could end quicker. And with Tim Drake, it's more cerebral. You know what I mean? He's thinking of way to win. You know what I mean? And Batman said, he goes, yo, he's going to be a better detective than I'll ever be. And that's all you need to know. You know what I mean? But his hacking skills, would match up better, especially after the training with Lady Shiva, which would match up better with Thrasher.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the only matchup I could think of for Nightwing would probably be Daredevil, because the weapons are pretty much the same, and the skill level is kind of like the same. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, like there's no acrobatic that matches Nightwing that doesn't have a superpower.
Yeah,
Period.
that's true.
Nobody, not a one. They've tried, but it hasn't worked out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know.
And
Have you
Daredevil
seen
is close.
Soleil lately?
Huh?
Said, have you seen Cirque du Soleil lately? Some
It's
of them
true.
dudes got.
Some do interesting stuff, but I'm pretty sure they're not carrying all that gear Nightwing is.
Especially in the utility belt.
You know what I'm saying? He got most of his stuff in his gauntlets. That's the amazing part.
Mm.
They're not fat. I don't get that part or whatever. No, yeah, but that was a good one. Funny. I had one. I'll come back to it. Don't worry about it. I had one. As I was saying the Night Thrasher thing, that's why I left my mind, because I wasn't ready to think of Night Thrasher at all. I was like, oh shit, wait, Night Thrasher. I remember him. We kind of looks like that Hawk character. I forgot his name. Starhawk, or that Stallone played him in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about.
The suit kind of looks similar.
I have it. I have it up on the screen.
Yeah, that one. Well, that's the more modern one, the one you got. The one I'm talking about is like from the early '90s. That's the one for a game. That's for that Clash of Champions, I think. I had it for a while and I played it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee you, nobody, probably in the entirety of the United States, was thinking Night Thrasher today.
Absolutely not.
Except for
There
me.
you go. Yep. Once you said it, yeah, I don't Night Thrasher. Yeah. Yeah, that's Night Thrasher right there. Yeah. Yep. That's crazy. I would have never thought about that. And it was like months ago that I was on a site that has comic books, and I saw his and I read it, and I was like, I forgot I'm a real fan of his. So, and I really like his stories, kind of like Batman-ish, but it's cooler, and he's black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the kicker to him. He actually is African American.
Yeah, so during the whole Secret Empire where Cap was Hydra, he was actually teaming up with Sam as Cap, and he was doing the groundwork with the basically what Luke Cage would have done. Mm-hmm. He was doing that whole storyline, trying to help out with the Resistance and fighting back all the shit that they were doing. He played a really good role in that.
Oh, okay.
It's funny because that was a lot of good writing in that one, but a lot of people got pissed off because Cap was Hydra all of a sudden. I was like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but you gotta switch it up sometimes.
But if they read it,
yeah,
that's the thing. I think they didn't read it because that whole story to see how Cap was pulling the strings of different shit behind the scenes and setting things up, like that's genius. He was still worthy to wield Thor's hammer at the end. Like, yeah, he brought a little bit of the Doctor Doom, fascism, I guess you could say, to try to rule. But he was doing it in a way that was supposed to. He was trying to help. All the racist shit that people were worried about, that was only with the Red Hood. Not the Red Hood, the Red Skull.
Yeah.
So if people would have actually read it, I think the reception of it would have been a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, but everybody just, everybody nowadays is just react to a title or one scene. Like, oh my God, you can't do this to Cap. You can do. Cap had a plunging V-neck line costume. That is not the worst thing to happen to Cap. Yeah. Cap was a fucking werewolf at one point. That is not the worst thing to happen to Cap.
Damn.
Not to mention, if you read why he changed, it wasn't even the Red Skull literally took the human personification of the Tesseract, the real Tesseract, and rewrote Cap's entire history. So it's not like anything. It's not like Steve Rogers one day was like, "Hey, I'm fucking Hydra now." He had to go back and rewrite his whole shit from when he was a child before any of this other shit happened.
Yeah, because if Cap gets any little ideal of who he regularly is, that you're not going to change him. You know what I mean? And that's character.
Like I was saying, Cap still kicked the Red Skull out of Hydra.
Yeah, he's like, yo, you're too much. You need to go. You need to leave. At the end of the day, Cap still found a way to fuck with him. Like, yo, now we can't have you, bro. I'm sorry. You can't do that. your whole vibe is off. You got to go, man.
Damn. So even as a bad guy, he's still a good guy.
Even as a bad guy, he recognized the worst guy. He was like, no, you got to go.
Yeah.
Call me a piece of shit, but I'm not a bigger piece of shit. You got to go. Go.
I have one more fight, but I guarantee you one of the characters nobody would probably know.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't even know if I should even bring it up because we'll probably have to spend more time explaining it.
Bring it up.
I told Show, there's no bad question and it's always good to learn. It's always good to learn.
There you go.
All right. So, I don't know if you can tell by the shirt I'm wearing. Black Bolt versus a character called Major Victory.
That familiar. That DC?
No. He's Marvel.
He's Marvel.
I can hear the crickets and I love it.
I can hear I gotta go back to my Rolodex. Sounds familiar, man. But like off the cuff of my head, I'm not getting it. You know what I'm saying? But right now, it does sound familiar.
Oh, hold up.
I do a lot of good like costume stuff. But yeah. Honestly, off the GBs, I know what Black Bolt's can do.
He's a Native American. Cool. Captain America. Major Victory. He looks Native American in the.
Is his name Vance Astro?
It says Major Victory Origin Comic Basics. He looks like a Native American with a headband and Captain America suit and shield.
Does he have the leather jacket?
Like a leather vest jacket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not Native American. He's a white dude.
Yeah, no, that's
not the guy I'm talking about. So when you look up Vance Astro.
Yes, that's a white name. That's a white name if I've ever heard it.
For real.
Yeah. So
Vance?
This is what happens, right? In like the 20 or the 32nd century or some shit like that.
Okay. He looks
Vance
like Dr.
Astro,
Manhattan with Captain America.
He finds Captain America's shield and some documents about what Captain America or who Captain America is. And at the time, Vance is the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay. All right,
America.
now I know who that is. All right, there you go.
He's Captain America of that future timeline with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, okay. He's kind of like in a sense, I'm with him. How's it? I forget, but yeah, now I know who it is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that suit always throws me the fuck off. It's weird.
There you go. I put it up there.
Yeah. Because funny, because
that's
you switch to Black Bolt suit, it kind of looks like that.
So that's a copper line, copper and some other material suit that helps him not only breathe in space because he's a human, but it breathes in space, super strength, super speed, all the reflexes and shit. The thing with him, why I put him with Black Bolt, is because so everybody knows Black Bolt has the supersonic voice. If he says anything, he can destroy shit. But this dude is a telekinetic. So he can move shit with his mind, and he can manipulate things. Because once you take Black Bolt's voice out, he's just a dude with super strength, and like it's easy to kick his ass.
So, just a little brief info on Black Bolt. Didn't you say that during World War Hulk, or when they had to detain the Hulk to ship him off the island, didn't they put him on the moon so Black Bolt can actually scream at him? Because if he speaks too loud, he can crack the earth or some shit like that.
So the Inhumans, they moved up to the moon because they get treated worse than the X-Men. Even the X-Men are like, yo, dude, what the fuck are you guys? Get out of here.
Damn.
So they went up to the moon, not to be fucked with. And the Hulk, on his way back to Earth to fuck everybody up, he stopped off on the moon because Black Bolt was one of the people in the Illuminati that made the decision to send Hulk out into Sakaar.
Yep.
He stopped off at the moon. He showed up in front of Black Bolt's door, kicked it down. Black Bolt yelled at the Hulk and blew away half the moon. And the Hulk just looked at him and was like, "Are you done?" And beat the shit out of him.
Oh shit! And this is
Well,
World Breaker Hulk.
This is World Breaker Hulk. So
Okay.
all that other shit goes out the window. Who's like, no, it's on now. It's on.
Damn. And this is the Hulk that they wanted to fight Thanos in the movies.
Yeah, this is the one. But remember, there's a comic with Thanos goes, yo, the only person I hate fighting is the Hulk because he never stops.
Yeah.
And he said it like in an annoying but fearful, like he just keeps going. Then the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. So he just keeps going. And they're like, yeah, it's like there's no timeout. It's like he's there. It's gonna happen.
Damn, he's like one of those Mexican boxers. He's not going down.
Absolutely correct. Yes, especially after a couple of Modelos.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Damn, so that just makes it even more disappointing in the movie. How he.
Oh no, yeah.
He washed the Hulk and that was it. But it makes sense.
Here's the thing, man. They have to nerf everybody in the movie because in a comic book or a cartoon, you could do whatever you want. In a Fast and the Furious movie, you could do whatever you want.
As long as you got family.
But in a movie with some semblance of realism, it's going to be unrealistic at a certain point if you let the Hulk be exactly what he is.
Absolutely. Like the Thanos had to do that in order because that movie would have been really short. Really short.
Yeah, because if you remember,
I'm like, well, I guess that's the end game because we're done now.
And also him and Drax.
Huh?
Yeah,
him and Drax.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be Drax. That's the only reason Drax was made was to destroy. But whatever. I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah. If you guys ever read the Infinity War saga, Silver Surfer is the one that crashes into the Sanctum Sanctorum and tells Doctor Strange, "Yo, Thanos is coming." And when Strange sees that, he's like, "Oh shit, this is a big deal." Since there is no Silver Surfer in the Marvel universe, who better than the Hulk to turn him like, no, you don't know this dude's coming, and I'm worried about it, to get them to take him seriously.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, Thor could have did it, but
no, but Thor's not humble. Even now, Thor's not humble enough to do that.
Even if he gets his ass kicked, he's not. He's kind of like me in a sense.
Yeah,
you may have beat me 500 times, but one time I'm gonna get you. I scored a point on your ass, motherfucker.
Look what Thor did. He went off to build the Stormbreaker, and as soon as he landed in Wakanda, he just bring me Thanos. Not, hey guys, let's get him. He was like, I got this dude one on one.
Okay, yeah, I see that. All right, all right.
Man, he's a prince. They're usually douches.
True. So would you say that if we're just gonna throw this out there, that Wonder Woman and Superman would be a couple, and Captain Marvel and Thor would be a couple because they're douches too?
So actually, Captain Marvel has actually been coupled up with Rhodey.
War Machine.
Mhm.
Yep, War Machine, Rhodes.
Oh shit. Hey,
Yeah, she's got jungle fever, I guess.
you know,
so.
it kind of makes sense because isn't in some comic book that Wonder Woman likes Batman?
Yeah.
So the they're really thinking of each other, pretty much.
Well, you gotta understand, Rhodey isn't a douche, so he can balance out her douchiness.
True.
Rhodey's probably one of the most humble dudes. I mean, he has to balance out Tony. You know what I'm saying? So
And isn't he?
you need somebody to level you off a little bit.
And he's also paralyzed, right? The same way as he was in the movies.
No, that's just an
No,
MCU
that's
thing.
the
Oh,
movie.
okay,
That's the
okay.
movie.
All right.
Yeah.
And he also is afraid of water. I know that for a fact. I read that in the fucking comics. He's afraid of water. So who else?
I'm not gonna dispute you on that.
No, no,
I don't know enough about War Machine to care.
no. It was
Sorry.
he was one of my guys. All right. I was actually at a Barnes and Noble. I picked
Yeah,
up
but I
his
haven't read
fucking
enough about it
comic.
to be like he feels water.
Yeah, he
Oh,
does.
okay.
No, but that was all right. So this is
Okay.
one of the things that he I don't know if it made him stop being War Machine or like he resented Tony for it. That Tony was fighting and he was in the like an ocean, like similar to part 2 where the house was on him and the glove grabbed his arm and pulled him out of the water. In the comic, it was something like that with Iron Man, and Rhodey had to go into the water with the War Machine suit and save him, and like he was so deadly afraid of water that he hated Tony for that. It was just that little panel that I read there. So
I mean, who hasn't hated Tony Stark in the comics at this point?
Yeah, I just looked it up. Vin has the facts. He's got a lifelong fear of water.
yeah,
There we go.
I don't bullshit y'all. All right? I don't bullshit y'all with my answers. It's either I stay quiet or I speak. they're the facts.
What?
They're the facts,
What?
or they're not.
I say quiet or I speak. What?
That's
That's
it.
humans do that.
That's it, though. You know.
That's called normalcy.
Yeah, I play by those rules.
Yeah,
You know-
I'll tell you right
you know
now.
what I'm saying?
If Show came up and gave a fact like that, even if I read it, I wouldn't believe him.
No, yeah, but
I completely agree. I feel like, nah, man. I'm gonna look it up and be like, man, I'm on the wrong page, man. This is a Marvel page. I don't give a fuck. Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Word. You know?
You know what I'm saying? After we got that riveting review from him about Suicide Squad,
Oh yeah.
to that, I'm all in.
Yeah, I can't wait for his review of Raya and the Last Dragon tomorrow.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna go, yo. So who's showing up? We're gonna do this again? We're doing this again? It's in your fucking name, bro. It's in your name.
Oh, his review of that movie was like, yeah, I liked it. I saw it. I liked it. It was funny. And then they glue and they fought and yeah, it was funny. I liked it.
I was like,
and
yo,
I enjoyed it.
Did you just see an episode of Dragon Ball Z? What the fuck you talking about? They glue. What are you talking about? I could say that about Dragon Ball Z. Yo, he glue. It was funny. Goku's an idiot. Bruce Lee was an idiot.
Vegeta was cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He goes, the bad guy's hands was glowing. I was like, what movie did you watch?
Yo, I didn't want to put him on the spot when we did the review for Space Jam, but it was literally, it was like, oh, it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. My kids enjoyed it. You know, they liked the characters, the cartoons, and it was enjoyable. I liked it. Meanwhile, me and Cruz are just sitting there like how it's teaching kids a lesson and this and the third. We're going nuclear fucking on this shit. And my man's like, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Watch it. Yeah, that's my review. And then,
He caught like 20 minutes of it just going,
word.
playing in the background. Don't worry about it. I'm doing something else.
I'm gonna go take a shit, put the movie on, I'll listen.
I'm gonna hear stuff happening.
Word.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. All right, so the what if? Let's get to that now.
Yeah. All right.
So do you have blah, 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 and that's pretty much what I gotta say about that.
No. No, that was my
You
favorite
got
what
the
if
facts.
story of all time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that alien race was amazing.
Yes. See, he knows.
I can't believe they weren't peaceful. I'm amazed. They weren't peaceful. Hey, man, that's not peaceful to me.
That's right. Yo,
Yeah, peaceful people.
Yeah.
I thought I was
First
wrong.
one.
Yeah.
I got the first one. What if twtich can speak?
Yes.
Right?
Imagine how much smoother this would go.
Oh yeah. At least English.
Yeah, he may have the facts, but he can't tell us the facts.
I may be a lot of my things.
That one you gotta explain. I don't think you know that one.
The word.
That's a lovely wrestling reference right there.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Triple H. Over here, like, my man, did you just say that in your show? I was like, nope, I'm not backing you up, bro. He was on screen. He said, nope. No, buddy. Don't even look at me.
He's like, I don't know this fool. All right.
Yeah.
So my what if
Mhm.
is what if the X-Men were Hydra?
That would make it so much easier for them in so many ways. If they could just be the
So what is your
Whoa.
storyline behind that, other than just coming up with the premise?
Well, my thing, all right, my storyline would be like the Red Skull loses to Cap, and instead of for him dying or whatever, he's like in the trenches, and Hydra's trying to infiltrate Shield and do all this other stuff, but he wants that full force front of attack like he did back in the day. And like, no, you failed already with the technology you had and the people you had, and he's looking for more enhanced humans. And you know how they did the experiments on Wanda and Silver Surfer, where instead of he does the experiments on them, he finds out the mutant race. You know, and he starts convincing the mutants that the Avengers and the humans hate them. And that's where they get this whole, we got to defend ourselves, and you know, we're not as different as you think you are, but their motives are different. It's like a Magneto type shit, but just more
it's proper propaganda.
Yeah.
He's able to feed them his information, the one he wants.
Yeah.
Understood. No, I mean, yeah, I can see that. That'd be an advantage for the Red Skull, like a motherfucker. Okay, because I mean, a lot of times people say the Avengers and the X-Men. You're like, yo, some of those mutant powers, man, are legit. Iceman alone could destroy the world if he wants, and people sleep on him because you know he's gay now, but you know what I'm saying, he could. You know what I mean? So it'd be an advantage for Hydra. That'd be interesting. I would be a fan of reading that, especially the way he goes about convincing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when Hydra and the Nazis are the ones that have concentration camps. How do you flip that story? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one question I have for you is, what do you do with Magneto when now the dude who was on the side who was torturing and killing him and his people comes up and is like, yo, you want to fight against America?
Well, remember they have mind control. You know, they could either do mind control on him or show that it's Shield infiltrated Hydra and did all that stuff to these people. You know, because one of the
twist of a lifetime.
Yeah, because it's like one of the best lies contains truth. It's like, yeah, Hydra's in Shield, but it's really Shield is the one that's posing as Hydra to do this to you guys. We're not the ones doing it. We're the slaves.
I love it because both their symbols, clearly one looks friendlier than the other.
Oh yeah.
You seen Hydra's symbol, you just go, man, look how friendly that octopus looks with all those tentacles. He looks so happy.
Oh yeah. Don't you just want to pet him?
Look at this bird with his wings spread open. He looks like a piece of shit. Right, yeah.
I bet you they have someone called Captain Marvel. Nah, yeah.
No, it's just she's a cunt. Anyway, no, but I'm thinking I like that story, that especially you do it early on enough with him, and he could do it for more mutants to come. That'd be an easier way for Hydra to win.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna be a fucking war and a half.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a good one. I like that one. It's a good one.
Yeah, I think the smart part about that is I don't even know if you thought about this, but even in now comics, there's a couple of X-Men have been Avengers, but there's not a heavy mix of mutants in there, so you still can get the X-Men versus the Avengers, but with just the Hydra shit behind them. So there's no crossover where you'd have to switch teams up. You can still have them the same teams, and just a very different view of the battle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Hmm. And still, even in Hydra, they're still called the X-Men. Yeah. I'd be with that. Like, that's the X-Men division. That's, Hydra has your different divisions of science. And the only one I know is really science. I don't know any other division of Hydra. They say there's so many divisions. I'm like, but I've only heard science.
Yeah, I think one of them was the social media division.
Yes,
I think they're good on. They had
the propaganda
Grindr.
division, right? They had the propaganda division because you need to pump out the propaganda. Yeah, I don't know about the other divisions though. I really don't.
Well, they would thrive nowadays with the fucking social media.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, who handles the Twitter? You're fired. And by that it means they shoot them in the face. How does it fire people? They kill them.
Word.
It's in the contract. Yo, if you get it wrong, you die. What kind of pension plan is that?
And they just
Why not a pension at all?
You just see like 400 TikToks back in a row. You join us now.
Please tell me that was your German accent.
It wasn't my German accent. It was my white boy telling you to do shit accent.
But it came out German, right, Cap?
Sounded Asian accent.
Well,
no, I came a little German at the end there.
When they yell at you, they sound a little Asian German. This is Asian German, mix.
They sound really angry too.
Yeah.
That's a very harsh and angry language, by the way.
You join us.
All right, Fu Manchu. Let's keep hustling.
All right.
Please. Graces with yours.
All right, so I have what if Matt Murdock gained control of the Spirit of Vengeance and became Ghost Rider?
Ooh.
So instead of Matt Murdock becoming getting hit with the toxic ooze and going blind and all that, his father still dies in the ring, and the moment that switches is as he's in the alley trying to save him, he makes a deal with Mephisto to save his father, and he takes on the Spirit of Vengeance.
And then,
so you still get him being the lawyer in the daytime, and then at night he really becomes the devil of Hell's Kitchen and goes after these dudes. That would be a cool ass thing to see.
And then he would have the stare, the pierce, the pension stare.
Oh,
ironically, the guy's supposed to be blind. That's crazy. Yeah. That's good. I like that. That's really good.
And doesn't the flame also tell the truth too? If you touch the flame and you get burnt, you was lying or some shit, or you're not pure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's more of a righteous soul type thing. It's not like a Wonder Woman's lasso type thing.
Yeah. Like if it's a righteous soul, you don't burn. But if you aren't, like there's very few people that he does that stare to that nothing happens to them. It's like 2 or 3.
So think of it this way. I was thinking a part of this. In the actual comics, the Hulk, Ghost Rider tried to go after the Hulk because they told him to. And when he got there, he saw into the Hulk soul and saw Bruce Banner and was literally like, yo, I can't fight this man. He's not evil. Mm-hmm. So he just dipped out. Mm-hmm. So imagine in the courtroom, Matt Murdock is trying to put away this guy because he thinks he's guilty. Because remember, Matt doesn't have the super hearing. He can't hear the heartbeat and shit now. So he thinks he's guilty. Then the guy gets off. At night, boom, Matt turns into Ghost Rider, goes up to him, finds him, and comes to the realization that the penance stare won't work. He's not burned by the flames. This dude is not as bad. And now he's got to not only find the actual guy who did whatever crime it was, but he's got to come to the realization that he's got to start thinking things a little bit differently. And he can't just be like, I'm dead set, it's one guy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, nice.
He has to open up his ways, his thinking and everything else. Yeah. That's a good one.
And just so people know, in out there in TV land, Matt Murdock is Daredevil. That's Daredevil's actual name. So
Yeah.
Oh, did I not say that? I'm
nah,
sorry.
No.
no, but we got
Okay.
you.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? When by the way, I was a fan of you said the ooze, the same one that made the turtles. That was a good one. When she said the ooze, I was like, yes, he said it.
Dude, I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Me either.
The same
Absolutely.
news that made them Teenage Turtles made Matt Murdock.
That's it.
Absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. I agree. I completely agree with it. I'm with it. Yep. When I heard ooze, I was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, the man said Night Thrasher. I think we're on the right path at that point.
Word.
We'll figure it out right. Damn, those are good ones. Mine was a little simpler. You know what I mean? And I went with what if instead of Hal Jordan getting the ring, right? Not Hal Jordan, but the Flash gets the ring instead.
Ooh. Which one, Barry Allen or
Wally West.
Wally? Okay.
Because of Wally West, and Wally West is an idiot in many ways, but he did recreate the explosion and everything to become the Flash. But what if the ring doesn't find Hal Jordan? What if Hal Jordan dies in a plane crash and the ring goes right? That was going to be the guy, and I got to find somebody else. And he goes to Central City, and he goes, well, honestly, there's nothing about Wally West that's really bad. He's inherently like the good doofy dude you're ever going to meet.
Yeah.
Like, he's a good dude, but he's kind of doofy. You know what I'm saying? And so imagine the Flash. He's already the Flash, by the way.
Okay,
Then
so he's the
ring
Green
finds
Lantern
him.
Flash.
He's already the Flash. He's not. He's
okay.
already the Flash, and the ring finds him. And the ring tries to catch up to him, and he goes, "What is this following me?" All of a sudden, it does it. He goes up to Orr, and he goes, "Wait a minute. Why do you have a red suit on?" He goes, "Well, on Earth, I'm the Flash. What's this ring?" And then they explain to him, and he goes, "Wait, you guys have been around this whole time, and you never come to Earth and told anybody?" well, we have a lantern in that sector. We don't know him. We have the Justice League, and we don't know the guy. He's been holding out on us. So so he's like trying to figure out, you guys protect the universe, but yet the team on Earth has never seen you guys, and we've done the same thing at least for Earth. You know what I mean? And there's one of the things like, yo, can I believe you guys? And then he meets Sinestro. And Sinestro starts to mentor him. And right away, Wally may be many things. Maybe a doofy dude, but he can recognize a bad soul a minute away. Not like Hal. He looks at him like, yeah, my man, there's something off about you. I don't know what it is. I just know you're off.
Yeah, well,
that's
for
the great
one,
thing about
he's
Wally.
played by Mark Strong.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing. Mark Strong is always the villain. Good, by the way. Very good. Very good. But yeah. And he's like, I don't know, something about you I don't like. You know what I mean? And right there, Sinestro realizes either I kill this guy before he exposes me, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever I have to do, I have to do it right now. And he tries to kill him, but it's the Flash. And he's the fastest of the Flash. With a power ring.
And the fastest lantern now, too.
Exactly. The fastest lantern to ever live.
Yeah,
You put that all together. Think about that.
Because the Flashes, they also think faster than everybody else.
So
His
imagine him
ability
coming up
to
with
use
stuff.
that ring, that'd be fucking bananas.
Exactly. The main reason I did that is because of that. Because they think so much faster than everybody else. And that's what people always forget, that the Flashes do that. They can think faster than anybody else. They're fast, period. So they're thinking, like, if he comes up with a construct, already 20 steps ahead of whoever's thinking about another one. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question, because they mentioned that in the TV show, in the Flash TV show, and I know that has nothing to do with the comics, but they had Barry Allen doing speed thinking, and the more he used his speed thinking, the less emotionally conscious he became. It was more of those, like, where Barry Allen wouldn't sacrifice anybody for anything. We got to find a way to do this without costing anybody their life. When he speed thunk, he's like, fuck it, I got to sacrifice all 4 of y'all niggas for Iris. All 4 of y'all got to die so I can get her out of here, and I'm fine with it. Now, he became so cold. It was just like Like he became like a machine.
So he became more analytical than he became emotional.
Yes. Is that something that happens to the Flash, or is that just what they did for the TV show?
That's
That
just
sounds like a CW thing.
that they did.
Mm.
You know, like a teenage kind of thing, like they do. Like, oh, we gotta make him not so perfect. But I'm figuring like, yo, but the thing that makes the Flash is he's so much more human than the other characters. Even in Batman.
Yeah.
Batman has no powers. He is more human than the guy with no powers.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Flash in a nutshell. You could take any version of the Flash, from Jay Garrick all the way up into the Impulse, the new
Impulse.
Wally West.
Bart Allen, is it? Bart Allen?
Bart Allen, yeah. You could take any one of them, put them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the Marvel comic book universe, and they would have been given the Super Shoulders serum, just like
Yes.
Steve.
Absolutely
That's
correct.
how they are.
That's how much of a good person they are. Yeah.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, he's going to recognize Sinestro, but then on top of everything else, he's going to think way ahead of everybody else. You know what I mean? And he'll come back down to earth. He goes, yo, I'm a Green Lantern. And everybody's going to go, what the hell is a Green Lantern? Then he explains it. You know what I mean? And you can still have your Jon Stewarts and everybody else, but Wally West as a Green Lantern.
That's dope. Would his suit be CGI though?
No.
Even through the
Did you not
distorted.
hear Ryan Reynolds? He was in the movie and he said, don't make it CGI, don't make it CGI.
They'll
So
make it
here's
green.
the thing. In the comics, the suit manifests itself as whatever material you want it to be.
Yep.
He might make it CGI, you know.
Nah, he's going to make
You know-
it come out of that freaking ring. He's coming out of that ring.
Oh, that would be
Just
dope.
like his old suit did. He's coming out of his ring and he's doing the whole, but it's going to be green this time. But I just hope they don't mix the colors together because that look weird. Green and red are ugly together.
Yeah, it'd be like a brown or something. The
It's
shit,
like, yeah, it's like
you got a
shit brown.
shit stain. Then he'll definitely be the streak.
Stick to one color or find some dope in the middle. You
Word.
can come up, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
the point is, just don't make it CGI.
He'll definitely be the streak.
Yo,
Yeah.
I know. Here's a, right.
For anybody who's
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, I'm at
For
work
anybody
and-
who's listening,
Yeah.
if they want to read, the Flash in the actual comics became the black. He was a Black Lantern when everybody died, and then he was the White Lantern. Read the Flash as a White Lantern, yo,
I thought he was the
because
blue
the White
lantern.
Lantern is the power of life.
Yeah, it's power. Yeah.
Dude, what he did with that ring, I think he made that whole core better.
Wasn't he also a blue lantern?
Potentially,
I believe he's right. Yeah, I believe he was a Blue Lantern.
but the one where he was the White Lantern, that had the more significance.
Absolutely. That's like, well, first of all, the Blackest Nights, all of that. Just read all of that. Just read Blackest. Just read it. Not this is not a well. When I get to it, read it.
Right.
Fucking awesome. Okay, awesome. I've always been a Green Lantern fan, but just awesome. Just get a chance, read it, please. And then you're gonna want to read the rest of it because it literally just goes down the line. Like shit, what happened next? Exactly.
Yeah.
Follow it. Yeah, absolutely. I give that one to DC. When they're not rebooting everything and they stay on a course, it's usually dope. Like when there's continuity between everything, and the guys are writing at top of their game, is next to, like, Marvel has good ones, but not like that. And if they do, it's usually like an X-Men or like a low-level character that you wouldn't expect to be that good, but is, you know? So yeah. Yeah, but that's my what if, you know, it's like,
You got
There's
another
another-
one, Toe?
I'm trying to think of one, but not really. Most of my what ifs were the fights. That's why I was like, let's do that first, and then we'll get to the what ifs. You know? That's why I was like, all right, you know,
I get it.
I'm trying to think of what if Captain America got bit by the radioactive spider. Then you have a
Ooh,
Spider
well,
America. You know,
no,
but
it isn't.
Captain Spider.
yeah, but that would kind
Captain
of
Spider.
be like they just doubled his fucking abilities. you
Well,
know?
Wait,
you gotta
talking
do
are you
it
talking about like
as he's
actually
skinny.
Cap?
Yeah, I'm talking about like Captain America got bit by that spider. Like he went to save the day in that fucking in the science plant, and he saved Peter from getting bit, and the spider hit him right in the neck. Clap, got him. And now he got Cappy sense.
Happy sense.
Cappy sense.
This was well thought out.
Yes.
Um,
Months.
damn, that would
For
be crazy.
months.
That'd be crazy.
I got the copyright
And
for the
again,
Cappy sense.
the guy's already strong. He's already strong. You're just gonna make him even stronger.
Yeah.
Jesus. More acrobatic. That would be really wrong and unfair, but
Yo,
I'm with it. I like.
can
I
you
would love an
imagine
OP Captain America.
Dude, can
What?
you imagine him throwing the shield and then catching it with the web and swinging it back?
It's funny when he first said it. That's what I thought. That's what I'm going. Then Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah, yeah. And then Tony has another reason not to like him.
Oh yeah.
So what the fuck, man? You got the serum now. You got this shit. Ah, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got
that
one
would-
I
that would
just
be
thought
funny.
of. So I just thought of, what if Cap picked Rhodey to be the next Captain America?
Ooh. That would give a whole new meaning to Iron Patriot.
Yeah.
That would give a whole new meaning to Iron Patriot. Absolutely. And I could see it. Rhodey is a good man. The fact that he hasn't killed Stark yet is amazing. Props to him. Yeah, I've always said it. But like, yo, I'm really kind of, how hasn't he murdered this dude yet? Out the suit, you're a soldier. You can break his neck. You're physically
Yeah.
stronger than him,
No.
clearly. You know what I'm saying? No, that's a good one. Funny, because think about it. If it's not Sam, it would be Rhodey. Yeah. Yeah, logically, it would be Rhodey. It's gonna be, but that suit and that shield are gonna look weird together, isn't it?
Well, they can. You know what? It might not look as weird as you think if they streamlined and made it a little more like
The
when
nano suit?
Osborn. Yeah,
Or like
you
the
know how
nano
when
suit that he had?
was the Iron Patriot?
Well, that's
It was a
right.
little
Yes,
sleek.
that's right. That's right. It was a little sleeker. You're absolutely correct. I was thinking about the big, bulky War Machine suit. You know, that,
That
you know, clearly, if it's called War Machine, it's going to be a little thicker, just in case. All right. No, but that would be a good idea. Yeah. It's not a bad idea at all. I'd be with that. It'd be interesting to see how Bucky approaches that. And Sam, by the way. How they both go, wait, him?
Yeah, I don't think Bucky has had that much interaction with War Machine.
No, he hasn't actually. If you think about it, in the comics, I can't even remember them like really properly having conversations. They were like at the other end of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That would be interesting though. I know Sam has, because they're like, we're two of the few black guys on this team. Excuse me, you and Luke Cage. Me, you and Luke Cage. Yeah. No, that would be a good one.
You got another one?
Yeah, I was and it's funny. I was thinking about it and I was like, what would be absurd but also cool? What if Clint Barton was worthy of Mjolnir?
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? The guy is already like, now another thing is, don't get enough respect. He's legitly an amazing soldier. He's one of the best acrobats in Marvel and don't get enough credit. And clearly the dude can shoot an arrow like nobody else.
Yeah.
But what if he was worthy?
You know something? He might be. He was the legit first person to put on the Captain America costume after Steve died.
Yep.
So he might actually be worthy.
Yeah, how crazy would it be if, like, in a comic, they're like, Thor's down and we need somebody, and all of a sudden, I mean, there's nobody's gonna be more accurate with that goddamn thing than him, by the way. He's gonna have all the angles to do it right. He's gonna have all the angles to do it right. Yeah. So what if Hawkeye was worthy of Mjolnir? I was like,
That gave
it's
me
different.
no. That gave me an idea of what if Loki was worthy, or what if the enchantment wasn't there and Loki stole it, and now he's ruling Asgard.
He's actually done that.
He's done that.
Yeah. Done it more than once, actually.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Like
he's done it more than
without
once.
being a infiltrator, like in the movie.
No, it's like him legitly getting it, which is weird.
Oh shit! Welcome back, Flock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that's one of those what ifs that it literally came up right after. Like, yo, what if Loki was worthy? Yeah, what if he was? But you read the comment, you go, let's not do this again.
Yeah.
Let him steal it or something. That sounds better. That's more Loki. Yeah. It's funny. I wish they had their brother, Boldenmere. I wish he was like part of it. But he's like a humble Thor. So like it'll make Thor look horrible.
Yeah.
It'll make Thor look like a dick if they bring him out. You know what I'm saying?
If they bring
I
out,
believe the thing is Boldenmere is Boldenmere the humble. Like he's like if Thor was humble, that's who he would be. His brother. That's who it would be. You know. Be like the non-douchey Thor.
Dude, I mean, Jane Foster is the non-douchey Thor, but to have somebody who would have been that for this whole time,
Yep.
that they might not have even needed an Avengers.
Nope.
man,
You know, he's that good of a guy. And for some reason, they didn't want to bring him in. But I get it, you know. You have been a character when the guy's an asshole. You know, he has to work on himself. The guy's already like, you don't need another Cap with a Thor hammer. Essentially, that's what he is.
and we got Cap with the Thor hammer in part 3.
Yeah,
I mean, in Endgame.
He's in as Guardian Captain America, pretty much. That's what he is.
Shit.
Yeah.
The only what if I can come up with for the DC universe for some reason is what if Batman had the Bane serum?
He actually did once. He got addicted to it.
Oh really?
Yeah. He got like severely addicted to it. Like he had to fucking go cold turkey.
Shit.
I mean, because, you know, think about it. That shit makes you, I mean, it's Batman with his mind, which, by the way, Bane is pretty much the equivalent. And people always forget that. Said it before, I'm saying it again. But, you know, he's like, yo, it's a lot easier to do everything with this shit in my system, which is the truth. Between Batman's strategic mind and the way he fights in the serum and the fucking the venom, I mean, ain't much gonna stop the dude next to a fucking, like, literally a tank at that point. You know? I mean, he'll break the Joker's neck in 2 seconds, and he'll just run down the line of the people that have no powers, which is a lot of them. Riddler's dead.
Oh yeah.
Like that. Mad Hatter, well, we all know where that's going. We know where that hat is going tonight. You know? So yeah, he was like, he really, like cold turkey.
Shit.
Had come off that shit.
Yeah, he is a bad withdrawal period he had. So I just thought of one. It's a little bit more cerebral, but again, I'm the biggest self-proclaimed nerd here. So, what if General Zod was right, and them on Krypton not listening to him led to the destruction of Krypton? So now when Zod shows up here, he's actually trying to help out Earth and try to terraform it to keep Earth safe. But again, Superman's not listening to him. So they had that whole battle.
Damn.
Wow, okay. It's funny because I mean, in the movie, I never saw him as a villain. I saw him as a guy just doing what he was born and programmed to do. Make another Krypton wherever I go, so my people can live. Unfortunately, it was our behalf. You know, it's humans' behalf. But yeah, we have our douchey moments. You know, but no, I'm with you. I get it. That would be a good one. You know what I'm saying? It's like it seems like villain angle, but he's like, no, I'm trying to help you guys. You're not understanding me. I know I have a shitty past, but hear me out. You know what I'm saying? Aren't you supposed to? What? Aren't you Superman? Yeah. Don't you at least listen to people? You're not like Batman. You just start swinging. Give me a second, bro. Let me talk to you, man. Let me talk to you. Or Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman don't talk much either. He starts throwing hands too.
She's like, which one do y'all want it?
Would have cut off his head.
Wonder Woman is one of the least compromising heroes. Look.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, she really is. She really is. She sees some injustice and heads are coming off, son. This is not a conversation. Someone is dying.
Shit.
Especially if it's against women. That's not gonna end well. You know. That's a good one. Let me see here. He's always thinking of. Oh man, I just had it in the completely left me.
It's tough to think of one that like they haven't already
been
tried.
done. Yeah, it was the one that's been done.
So
it's tough.
Would it be easier if we branded this?
Wait a minute. Ah, damn.
Say again?
Would it be easier if we interbranded?
Which is funny. That's what I was going to do with something with somebody else. And you was right there. Ah, what if Red Hood got the symbiote?
Oh, the Carnage, symbiote or the Venom?
He would have made it.
Whatever helps you. By the way, he does wear red. Just throwing it out there.
Him as the Carnage? Shit.
Jason Todd is Carnage. He's already an aggressive bastard.
That would be some crazy shit.
You know what I'm saying?
That would be some crazy shit right there.
Yeah, I would say if he was Carnage, he'd be worse than Cletus Cassidy. Only because Cletus Cassidy is a murderer, but Red Hood is trained. Like he's not just some dude who's at the whim of whatever. Red Hood actually, he'd make the knives and weapons he can make. He'd use them proficiently. He'd be on another level with this shit.
Absolutely. The fact that like you said, that mind is already sharpened to a weapon. It's not random. It's not, I go off of feelings. No, he goes off the tactics, numbers, and he knows how to do what, when, and where. And he knows how to destroy the human body easily because he studied. You know what I mean? It's fucked up for all universes at that point. He goes back and forth. A lot of criminals ain't gonna be
shit,
or anybody for that matter.
Yeah,
like you need to
might
stop.
actually
you need to die.
He might actually what?
He might actually clean up Gotham, and villains be like, "Yo, I'm done. I'm moving out the blood agent and something else."
So you guys are taking too long. I got this. Move aside.
Within 3 hours.
You cut his head off. He ain't gonna be back to bother nobody, is he?
For real.
So yeah.
I tell you right now, if he would have got the Venom symbiote, that symbiote would have been like, "Nah, you too crazy, man. I can't mess with you." He would have left.
Yeah. It's funny because the symbiotes are inherently good. Like if you ever read about them, they're inherently good. They're not evil. It's just whatever host you get attached to, they happen to enhance how they're feeling. And Spider-Man was feeling some kind of way when he got it. Then Eddie Brock hated Spider-Man. And then Cletus Cassidy is a fucking psychopath. You know what I mean? So it depends on who it attaches itself to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
but
Eddie now in the comics is good. So it's like, they understand each other. And that's when they realize, they're not bad. They just get pointed in the wrong direction by whoever is wearing the suit. That's what it is.
Yeah, so going off of what he said, the whole thing with Venom and Spider-Man is the symbiote was pissed that Peter Parker rejected it. So when he found Eddie Brock, and Eddie Brock was also pissed that Peter Parker, they were like, "Yo, this is a match made in heaven." But it wasn't necessarily because it wasn't a thing where they both were like, "Yo, let's just do bad shit." They were just both pissed at the same dude who happened to be a hero.
Ah, okay. You stole my woman and you don't want nothing to do with me. Let's get it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, is a lot of people think, the entity itself is bad. Absolutely not. It's not bad. And then their planet, they're actually peaceful. And their planet, they're really peaceful. But the problem is, two things happen. Null comes down, that's their god, and he's a douche. By the way, he's an asshole.
Shit.
But then they're both upset at Peter, and then the one that separates gets attached to a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Of course, it's gonna be evil. And then when the government had theirs, like they made a bunch of like copies of Venom, they were weaponizing it. So of course they're gonna be pissed off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's never been a thing of the actual suit is upset. It's like, yo, you humans are being douchebags right now. You're pissing us off.
Word.
You know what I mean? We'll react.
Look at it. When Flash Thompson became Venom, he was good from start to finish.
Yeah, yeah. You know, because Flash Thompson, ironically, is a massive Spider-Man fan, and he's always just wanted to do right. Even though he's a douche to Peter, he's inherently kind of a good guy. Like, you know, he'll do the right thing if needed. You know what I'm saying? But he's just like, he was the bigger D-bag. So he's like, I'm going to be a bully. But at the end, he's a good guy.
Shit. So what's
redemption for him?
What's the deal with the anti-venom? Is that another symbiote, or was that man-made?
So here's the thing. I have like I showed last week, I have the comic right next to me, the graphic novel. What happened was the symbiote that attached itself to Eddie Brock messed with his blood so much that when the symbiote left, it gave him cancer. So Eddie was sick. He started, he was in real bad shape. He wound up at like a soup kitchen. And then this character called Mr. Negative showed up. And he was healing everybody. And what Mr. Negative does is he literally, whatever you have, he'll do the opposite to it. So if you're sick, he'll heal you. If you're good, he'll make you sick. Without knowing who Eddie Brock was, he touched Eddie and reignited the symbiote within the blood and turned it. So now instead of giving him cancer, it healed him and it made the symbiote white. And now the symbiote is actively seeking out sickness. So he can take the sickness from people or poisons or drugs or whatever and take it out of their body to heal. So like I mentioned before, he went after Spider-Man because the radioactive shit in his blood, he was trying to take the radioactiveness out of him to save Peter Parker's life. So one day he wouldn't wind up with like cancerous blood or some shit.
Okay. That's a dope kind of story. Yeah.
Mr. Negative is a real interesting villain. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do the story right,
he's more of the I come in here to gentrify this neighborhood type villain, unless it's like I'm gonna fight people.
Ironically, he's an Asian guy.
Yeah.
There's the irony there. He's Asian.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
now in the comics, how can we fuck with make him Asian?
That's it.
No, not black. Black is too easy. Make him Asian. Like nobody saw that coming.
Oh no, I was surprised as shit the way you described him, like Asian.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, what were you gonna say, Cap?
I was gonna say now they just wrapped up their whole symbiote war thing, where the god of the symbiotes, as Lay said before, Null came down. Everybody was infected with a symbiote. Cap, Hulk, Iron Man. That's why I didn't do a what if with the symbiote, because it happened. And then Eddie Brock and as Venom figured out a way to kill him. And now Eddie Brock is the new King in Black, as they call him, and he's now the god of the symbiote. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Flash Thompson. He's now anti-Venom.
Yep.
And he has the same taking sickness away from people bit, or
well, so I don't really know, because that was specific to the cancerous shit that was in Eddie.
Okay.
So I don't know if that every symbiote has different abilities. So I don't know if when it went to Flash, I don't know if that kept that part of it.
Okay.
I don't think it translated to him. Yeah.
It makes sense if it didn't, because it wouldn't be cancer cells for him to feed off of.
Sure.
So I got another what if that just popped in my head. What if Brainiac had the Infinity Gauntlet?
They have all the information in the universe. That's ultimately what he wants. He's like a powerful version of Hugo Strange. Hugo Strange, that's what he wanted at one point, like just to have all the knowledge. The Brainiac would have, pretty much. I'm saying that would be his whole end game.
I'll see what you did there.
Sorry. Couldn't help it. It makes sense. Yeah, that's his whole thing. You know what I mean? Except, he goes in the douchier ways of doing it because he has to destroy the planet afterwards. Damn, I can't give you a flash drive and you walk away.
Because then there'll be more information after I leave. I can't
That's
have
right.
more
Make
information.
them around, bro. Come back. We got some more for you. You don't have to kill us. Think about it. If you want some more information like that, him leaving the planet and letting it evolve, we'll give you more when you come back. When you're done, make another round, and I got you.
Yeah.
For some reason, he has to end the planet and never to learn again from it.
He's like,
He's a kind of a flawed plan. I never thought about it that way. It's kind of a flawed plan on his part.
Like, I'm done with this one. Destroy this
But
shit.
if they consistently evolve, you would know more.
True.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? I was on the side of thinking that Brainiac would be scary with the gauntlet, but just on your thing alone of his flawed plan, I don't think we'd have to worry too much about the gauntlet. He'd be like, oh, this is cool. I know what they do, and get rid of it.
Yeah, it'd be like a trickle to him. You're like, he'll use it and go, that's enough of that.
Yep.
I don't need it anymore. You're like, you got to get somebody that is a piece of shit, like a Red Skull, like a piece of shit. And they'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna do the worst thing in the world with it.
I was gonna say Lex Luthor, but you guys already said he ain't shit. So
no, what we're saying is, intelligent wise, he's no Reed Richard. But he is a piece of shit as well.
So what if he would have got it then? Because I thought Brainiac was gonna be a bad motherfucker. Apparently, the superheroes are God and the bad guys are fucking useless in DC.
Depends on the supervillain you pick. Because I know for a fact, Lex Luthor, Superman is gone within seconds of him putting that thing on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gone.
So to answer your question, if you look at Superman, right, the ultimate DC hero, as you mentioned, he's essentially a god. So what villains do they give him? Lex Luthor, who's a human who has to outsmart him. Brainiac, who has to outsmart him. Mr. Mistleplex, who has to outsmart him. Other people who use magic that he can't, for some reason, he's weak against. Like, you can't just put somebody who's going to straight up try to fist fight him. And if you do, you have to make it Doomsday, who's like this never dying, always getting better motherfucker. Like,
Bizarro.
They paint themselves into a corner. So except for Batman, all the villains in DC are way worse than the heroes they have. Batman is the only one that they figured out how to make villains that are worth their salt. But even with that, he's fighting a penguin. He's fighting a dude who likes riddles. He's fighting a joke like even Batman within himself. He's fighting a dude who lost his wife and is just trying to find a cure. Like even comparison in there, the villains in DC may be cooler, but they're not on par with the heroes.
Like they're like 2 or 3 steps behind them, honestly. You know what I mean?
Shit.
And then it is to get a Darkseid or a Mongrel or somebody like that, like, can toe to toe with Superman for a minute,
Yeah.
It's a physical match. Otherwise than that, the guy just has to be like, listen, can we get enough kryptonite? So, God damn it, I'm tired of kryptonite.
Yeah.
The only thing we do with this guy, kryptonite. Fuck.
It's
Can't
like
think of anything else at this point.
It's like missionary over and over and over.
Bullet. Yeah, woo. Nobody thought of that one.
Well, Show is definitely not a thought of that one.
No. Show would have said kryptonite fan.
Oh yeah, just blow the wind at him.
Blow him over.
Yeah, I've always had a question about this. Isn't it funny that Superman gets his powers on Earth here from our sun. All right. But the smallest amount of kryptonite takes all that out and puts him back on his planet where he's weak and he can't fly and he can't do nothing. How radioactive is kryptonite? The smallest part of it can block out the effects of standing in our sun.
And how come it hasn't
I
killed
thought
anybody?
about that too, yeah. Like a little piece like that, you just go, huh? I'm like, dude, you got some 10 for that stuff? Because it can't be this bad.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like crack vial wise, by the way. Like a little, no, sir. Really?
A little short. This dude falls to his knees. It's like, what the fuck?
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, really? This is it? So if I get something that's like, let's say like the size of a ring, would it kill you? 'Cause this is pathetic.
Well, I mean, what's his name? Put a kryptonite bullet in him, send him to the ICU.
But see, that makes sense because at least you're trying to put you put a projectile into the man. You just hold the shit in front of him like he's a vampire and it's a cross, and this dude's gone.
Absolutely.
Yo,
You just know
that begs to think that if you ever were to go to Krypton, you could take anybody and just beat the shit out of everybody on Krypton.
like Batman would rule Krypton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You send
Just the hand skills. Just the hand skills. He's dominating in there. He's gonna go over. Oh, this is a lot easier than I thought it would be. You guys are bitch asses without the sun. Got mass soft in here.
And what does the red sun do to humans?
It makes him an asshole.
I get so. I get it.
And legitimately makes him an asshole.
To answer your question, the red sun does nothing. Nothing that affects Superman does anything to us.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Normally, if something affects somebody, you get affected too, but apparently not.
No, my fault. The red sun. I don't know. Also weakens him. No. I'm thinking about the Superman
Red
from.
Kryptonite.
I'm talking about the Superman from the Red Sun that he got found in Moscow.
Oh yeah, when he was Russian.
Yeah, that guy. The red light makes him weaker, so you can beat the shit out of him. The Kryptonites have a different effect on him in that Elseworld. It's different. The red one makes him a bitch ass. The green one makes him a dick.
Oh, okay.
Even though Stalin raised him, so he's already an asshole. But yeah. But the red one, the red Kryptonite here, makes him a piece of shit. Like he's legit a dick.
Ah, damn.
Like, think about Injustice Superman, but without Lois Lane dying.
Shit.
Yeah, but it's so like that's one of the things I was saying, that the writers wrote themselves into a corner.
Yeah, they did.
Because if you think about it, that's like I walk into your room right now, Tags, and I go, "Here's a jade," and you fall to the ground. I'm like, "Well, here's a ruby," and now you're mad. Here's a sapphire, and that does something else. But your entire planet is made of these things. So, like, is it like cell reception? It's like in one part of your house, there's a little more red, so you're mad. You walk into the kitchen, you're like, this food sucks.
Yeah. The red Wi-Fi is better over here. Get closer to there. Get closer to there. It just, and it's funny because Cap is 100% correct. As much as people love Superman, a bunch of people hate writing for Superman because of that. Because it's hard to make him interesting and relatable. Like every superhero I gravitate towards is a human being, for the most part. Like besides like Cap and a little bit of Black Panther, somewhat, everybody else is human. You know, they're just able to do some dope shit because they've trained their whole lives. But they're just that good. But for the most part, besides the Super Soldier Serum and the heart-shaped herb, most of my favorite superheroes are just regular people that are just brolic and trained. That's it. Because I can relate. You punch that guy in the face, he's gonna get a bruise, but he has to punch you back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's when we'll win this fight. I'm like, either I outsmart you, I'll smart you, or I'll fight you, or you do a little bit of both. Yeah.
Or if you go to somebody like Ghost Rider, who's one of my favorites, he made the he made the choice everybody would make. I'll make
Absolutely,
the
yes.
choice to save to save a family member from dying.
Yeah. And again, it's a human being making a choice of emotions, of human emotions. You know what I mean? Like he's making a choice. Like, yeah, all right. This I got to do to save my pops. Cool. All right. Did it come back and bite him in the balls? Absolutely. Pops died anyway. Mephisto's a dick. Mephisto was like, I got you.
Yo.
You have him for another month or two.
Yeah, Mephisto was like, "Hey, your dad's dying of cancer, and you want him to live? Fine, he won't die of cancer. But you didn't read the fine print. I didn't say he won't die."
Yep.
Man was hit by a plane.
With all due respect to Mephisto, the man was a stunt driver. The odds were in Mephisto's favor.
Yeah, right.
He's a stunt driver, bro. The odds are in Mephisto's favor. Like if he was a carpenter, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
He's a seamstress. He's fine. Stunt driver, my man.
His days are numbered.
Kind of see that happening.
His days are numbered.
You got it. The odds, my man. The odds are in Mephisto's favor. You know what I'm saying? That's 70-30 for Mephisto.
For real.
He's a carpenter. A little more balanced. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Then on the other hand, Mephisto messed up because he gave Johnny the actual spirit of vengeance, which was an angel beforehand.
Absolutely.
So Johnny took that and became a god and destroyed everybody.
Yeah. That's a funny part. That's one of those things where bite him in the ass, then it really bit me in the ass at the end. In the long run, I'm losing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
See, I've always
right
liked
now, I think Johnny Blaze's sister or Denny Ketch's sister is also a Ghost Rider, but she's also gonna be the new Sorcerer Supreme.
While being the Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
Oh, that's badass. That's badass. That's badass. I've always thought about that. What if Doctor Strange and Ken Norton switched? You know what I'm saying? They switch who they become. Doctor Strange becomes Dr. Fate, right? And Ken Norton becomes the Sorcerer Supreme. Because remember, Ken Norton wasn't a dick, but Doctor Strange was always a dick. I feel like Doctor Strange and the Helmet will get along way better than him and Ken. Because they're both arrogant pricks. They're both arrogant. The Helmet is a dick, by the way. Naboo, the thing in the helmet, he's an asshole. You ever read it, yo? Because he gets a host and he doesn't let him go. That's it. You know what I mean? Whereas on the other hand,
internal
you
fight
choose to be
between him and Strange would be awesome.
It would be, yeah. But I feel like it's still like it would be Naboo, wouldn't it? It would be the helmet, right? Because it has literally that God in it. It's essentially a God in the helmet.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's a God versus a sorcerer. Nope. You know, listen, the Eye of the Motor, I bet that shit's powerful, but, you know. My money's on the helmet. Someone's on the helmet.
Yo, I had a what if that I was thinking about until I remembered that not only they didn't do it as a what if, they actually did this in the comics, and it is bananas. So I don't know if you have ever heard of Ghost Rider 2099, or they call him the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I don't know.
So my what if would have been, what if the Punisher became the Spirit of Vengeance?
Yeah, they did do that.
The Cosmic Ghost Rider, he actually becomes the Spirit of Vengeance, goes back in time to kill Thanos as a baby. He couldn't do it. So he raised Thanos. And Thanos is the way he is because Frank Castle raised him from a baby to a grown-up.
Did you see that coming? It's Frank Castle. Nobody saw that coming, Frank Castle? Nobody saw that coming?
Dude, that only begs the question is, before they shot his wife and his kids, what kind of father would he have been?
All the stuff that I've read, it was pretty much for a good point, a good father, and then just that whole Central Park thing swung the door this way. Remember, if you go back and read the Vietnam stuff, it wasn't exactly a perfect picture of health.
Yeah.
Like when they were like trying to rape, they were raping that chick that her legs were broken and she couldn't run, and he shot her in the head and goes, "Yo, we don't do that here." And then the dude that was first to do it, he put his head like he was drinking water like in a puddle, and he put it down in there until the guy died. He drowned him essentially because he's like, "Yo, we're soldiers, not pieces of shit." And then one dude that saw him, he goes, "I know you saw what I did. Don't worry, man. I'm not gonna kill you. I just knew he was a piece of shit and he needed to die."
By the way, he shot the woman too?
He shot the woman because her legs were broken, so she couldn't do anything. And these guys were raping her, so he was like, "She's done." You know what I mean?
Put her
There
out
was
of her
nothing you
misery.
could do for her. There was nothing you could do for her at that point. But these pieces of shit started doing it, and he was like, "All right." And then he killed that dude, the first one to jump on. You know what I'm saying?
Holy shit.
Yeah, and this is before they
Yeah,
killed
but
his
way before.
family.
This is one of his tours, and this is his last tour in Vietnam. His very last tour, where he held out like a whole squad of Vietnamese by himself in his camp with an M60. Just absolute. Everybody else is dead except for him. He's on some. And that's when they say he accepted, in order to survive, he accepted the fact that he would be at war for the rest of his life. And they're like, "Yo, but you're gonna have to pay a price." A voice is telling him, like, "What's the price?" Family. At the end of it, you see him, like you see his family looking at him, and he's looking at them, and you're like, "Ah, that's the price. You want to live?"
Yeah.
I got you. The problem is,
Shit.
Think of this. What do you call it? Frank Castle admires Steve Rogers and Captain America. He really respects him. During the first Civil War, there was a thing where what do you call it? Punisher was going around murking everybody on the other side, just the smaller characters. And he walked into the base where Steve was. Steve immediately is like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here. You're not part of this team. And if I catch you doing some shit out in the street, I'm going to kill you myself." Because Steve knew that this dude he's shit from the beginning. And immediately, the one person that Frank Castle respects, he immediately was like, "You said I'm out, I'm out." And he just went off until the ill-advised moment where Nick Fury was like, "Hey, Cap's dead. We need a new Cap. Frank, you're up."
that was horrible thinking. I don't know what the fuck possessed you to give that guy. I'm like, whoa, way off. I saw that shit. I was like,
Dude,
this was a horrible idea from the get.
yeah, even
Might
the
as well give that
costume
shit to
was bad.
Mephisto
It was red,
himself.
white, and blue with the skull.
Yeah, I'm like, "Yo, why don't you just call up Mephisto?" Like, "Yo, what are you doing today? You want to be Cap?" No, it's a terrible idea. What is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? I remember there was one time when Cap was beating the shit out of him. He goes, "Fight me." And he goes, "Not you. I won't fight you." And then right there, Spider-Man's like, "Yo, he's not fighting you. It's over." Shit. Like he wouldn't fight him. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Yeah,
who would win if Frank actually fought him? Who would win in the hand-to-hand combat?
Well, hand to hand, it's going to be Cap. But if you let
just the strength alone.
yeah, strength alone. But if you let Frank plan, Frank is low key a lethal Batman. When he plans out, it's horrible because he does it good, and it's always lethal, always. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the man took a landmine, like pretty much a landmine you put down, and he literally pulled the pin and threw into some guy's face. A bunch of guys' face. He was like, "Yo." He literally had to improvise on the fly, and he was like, "Yo, we got a personal landmine. What do I do with it? There's 15 of y'all over there. That's all I got." But if you let him plan it out, his torturing scenes are always dope. The way he does it, absolutely works of art, amazing stuff. Like I said, if you let him plan, you know what I mean? It could be good. And like I said, he's decorated soldier, snipe, demolition, was pretty much Marines, Navy SEAL. He has all that because he did all the training.
Shit.
Yeah. Think of the end of Rambo: Last Blood.
Pretty much. Pretty
Okay.
much that kind of stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what he does. So, like him standing up to Cap, he knows how that's gonna go. Now, if Cap is walking into a situation he doesn't know the Punisher's there. Good night, Cap. Good night, sweet prince. One right through the head, son. Won't even know.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, he's such a Cap fan. Like the only time he did it when the Punisher kills a Marvel Universe. And so does Deadpool. He did it too.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
So
Other than that, no.
so what makes him such the Cap fan?
Yeah. So what it is, it's essentially Frank Castle sees Steve Rogers as such a pillar of righteousness and just overall goodness, and Frank knows himself he can't live up to that.
Yep.
So everybody else, he doesn't give a shit about what they say. But if he knows that if he can get Cap's approval, there might be a little bit of redemption to him.
Mm-hmm.
So he listens to Cap. He won't fight back with him. He doesn't even argue with him most of the time. He's trying to get that little monicum of respect. But the whole time, Cap is like, yo, I can't mess with you. I don't know if you read one of the Daredevil ones I have. Matt Murdock went to jail. So they allowed him to wear the mask so nobody would know that it was Matt. Everybody was like, oh, Daredevil's in jail with us. The Punisher hears this, and instead of trying to get him out or something like that, or doing like a small crime and getting arrested, this motherfucker finds somebody who stole a purse and just murders him in the street. And then the cops come and he's like, oh, I'm good. And when Daredevil finds out, even Daredevil's like, yo, he's like, yo, Frank, get the fuck out of here, bro. I don't need you in here murdering everybody. I'm trying to get the fuck out.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, like there was one comic, right, where they send him to prison and he goes, I appreciate you leading the lamb to my slaughter. Thank you, guys. You put me in the one place I probably want to be. Nobody thought that through, by the way. Nobody thought that through. To put the Punisher in general population. No, they're going to kill him. No, sir. You need to rethink literally ransacking through the prison. They go, yeah, this was a bad idea. And always, no matter what, there's a prison guard or somebody that believes in what he's doing and they help him escape. Always happens. Especially like if it's New York or something in the United States, there's somebody that believes in what he does. And they go, you know what? You can't stay here. He goes, why not? This is where I would want to be. Well, the pieces of shit are right here with me. You know, unless there's some crazy shit happening and it's, you know, but I like the fact that it's literally black and white with that guy. Yeah. Man, woman, like if you get a chance to read the slave trade one, there's these, by the way, a woman leads it, like sex trafficking and shit like that, and kids, out of a fucking window, son. Doesn't even hesitate, just, by the way, the window's like bulletproof, so he has to make an effort to get her through it.
God damn.
He has to. And then out of the fucking window she goes, son.
Shit.
And then there was a couple that were using their kids in porn.
Kids in porn?
Well, they're part of the same story. There was a couple that are using their kids in porn.
Okay.
Like in the porn with them.
Oh.
Goes there and tells the kids, go upstairs. Murks both of them. The mother and father goes, so I understand you're making pornography with your kids. Yeah. Kids want to go upstairs? Murked.
God damn.
Final solution. So, I mean, that's a piece of shit thing to do. Your kids. He called his woman that he knows in the what is it called? The children's thing?
Child services?
Yeah, child services. He knows her. He goes, yo, you need to come here. Why? Because they're gonna be taken somewhere. Because they're not gonna have parents anymore. Like if you show them, can I talk to you guys? They know who he is right away. Can I talk to you guys?
Yeah, even the Anti-Venom story, the second half of that book is Anti-Venom teams up with the Punisher, and the entire time they're bickering back and forth because Eddie Barker's like, "Yo, we're here to get this girl. Stop murdering everybody." And Punisher's like, "Nah, dog, they're bad. Why are we leaving them alive? He's like, "Yo, you're Venom. You used to kill people." And he's like, "I don't do that shit no more, man. We can't be out there just murdering people. None of us are cops. Like, he's like, we have no authority here."
That's why the Punisher doesn't have a lot of reoccurring villains. They don't last long.
But
They got one or two good books in them, and all of a sudden, eventually, something happens to them. They're murdered somehow. You know what I'm saying? I remember there was one where it's a comic with him and he's fighting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? A bunch of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all puns intended. And it was like, one of them said something that goes like that. You have to remember, S.H.I.E.L.D. ain't shit. Like, we're S.H.I.E.L.D. He goes, S.H.I.E.L.D. ain't shit. Completely fucking the dude up. And Taskmaster's looking like, wait, Krav Maga, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. This is not the Frank I know. And he goes like that. That's right. Everybody changes. Everybody evolves. You know what I'm saying? You got to go with the times. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's done a lot of fucked up shit. I can read that with glee in my eye because it gets really creative. Really creative.
damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's a what if for you. What if Carnage bonded with Frank Castle?
That's fucked up for everybody. I mean, my man, you snatch your purse, it's cutting your head off. So he's gonna be bad, bro. And then, even the Avengers gonna have a problem. Like, yo, we gotta stop.
Kill the women just for being weak enough to get robbed.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yo, what is Frank Castle's religious beliefs? Because if he's a Christian, you can't jerk off. He'll kill you.
He's not. That's all that shit goes out the window. He stopped with all that shit.
Now imagine that. Oh, you thought about you thought about fucking this girl? Blah. It's like you didn't ask for her hand in marriage and you had sex. Blah. Yeah. It's like, damn, son.
Now his thing. There was this one dude, right, who pissed on his family's grave. Let's just say it didn't turn out well for that guy.
I can imagine.
Like his whole thing was like, yo, if I do this, he'll come out of hiding or whatever. Oh yeah, careful what you wish for, big man. He's gonna come. Very careful. Like people try to like do that, you know what I mean, or mess with somebody that they actually know he knows. Never ends well. I mean, he blew up an island with a bunch of mercenaries on it. Literally, like 2,000 mercenaries dropped an H-bomb on it. Didn't blink an eye. When the guys in the plane, he was like, yo, what do we tell him? He goes, yo, tell him you just destroyed one of the worst mercenary strongholds ever. What about you? I don't give a shit. Tell him whatever you want. You're a hero, whatever. I just came here to kill the people that sent the Russian after me. That's all. And then he finds out who okayed it. Goes to the guy, ironically in Washington, he goes like, man, he throws a 9mm bullet. He goes, yo, I'm never that far away. I get in wherever I want, whenever I want. And is essentially the senator or the president. He tells them, I'm not going to kill you because you are who you are. But if that happens again, I will.
Jesus.
Yep.
So my man Frank said,
Tactical nuke incoming!
Pretty much. Like literally.
Yeah.
and then turned around and said, what's for lunch?
Yep.
Yeah.
He said, yo, drop
And
me
that was
off.
just for skip school.
Yeah, he said, yo, drop me off wherever you can. I'll swim to whatever land, and then I'll make it from there. Don't worry about it. You're the hero. You destroy that island on your own. That was you, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that. I don't give a shit.
All I give a shit about is them being dead. You can do whatever you want.
Absolutely correct. Like the moment he got there, he goes, I can see a bunch of people that deserve to be in hell right now. I'm like, Frank, so do you.
He's like, oh, I'm
Make no mistake, you also belong in hell. Funny thing is, you went to hell once, and they were like, we don't need you here. kind of like Lobo. They're like, we don't need you here. And Lobo's so bad at it, hell was like, yo, nah, we don't want you here. Or it happened like, yo, go back. You're essentially immortal. Good. Go.
Yeah. You're better off over there.
Yeah. Which is, it's not true. Yeah.
So has anyone ever killed Frank?
Oh yeah. It's been a couple of occasions, yeah. I remember there was
good.
I was thinking the stupid storyline when he was like an avenging angel that he died and they brought him back to life. That fucking dumbass. Oh my god, I hated that shit. So like
No,
he was
I was
like,
just gonna say that none of his deaths have been like really publicized.
Yeah.
Because he's not really that popular of a character. Well, he might be popular of a character, but because of the nature of him, Marvel's not out there like, hey, here's Frank. Like,
yeah. It's like, it's not like when Cap died in Civil War or, anything like that. It's like, yo, if Frank dies, we're like, yo, he'll be back, but he died on the low. Like
Damn.
he kind of died. He's half dead, but he died on the low. Yeah, we're not going to publicize vigilantes. We're not doing that. And that's the ultimate one. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's legitimately it. Yeah, so gets, yeah. But like I said, he still has a lot of very interesting stories that people tend to forget because of what the character stands for and what he does. But if you read a lot of it, it's not too many superheroes involved. It's really grounded. Like there's one with the Irish mob. There's one where fucking cartels. You kind of read it and go, I know a piece of shit like that. Or, I know the situation, being from the hood and streets. You
Yeah.
can kind of relate to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And some of them should sometimes get outlandish, but, not extremely. You know what I mean?
I hear you. Shit. Damn, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to do an episode with the most compelling storylines in the comic.
Oh, it's a lot of good ones.
Yeah,
A good one.
we could
Lot of
definitely
good
do
ones.
that one because just hearing about the storylines of the Punisher, I'm sitting here like, why they make such bad movies?
That's because you got guys that took their liberties and mixed stuff, and it's just look, I'm gonna tell you this one. The one with Dolph Lundgren had a good tone. Hey, you just put a skull on that dude's chest, I wouldn't be mad. That's all I was fucking missing. No lie to you.
dude,
I wasn't mad at anything with that shit. Yo, Dolph Lundgren's a tall guy. Frank is a big guy. You know what I'm saying? Except I wasn't a fan of the fact that he was a cop, but whatever. I'll take it. It's the 80s, whatever. That's the one liberty I had no problem with. But yo, just put a skull on that man's chest. That's all I need. I'm fine with that. The story, like the way it went about it, it makes sense because he's fought the Yakuzas. He's fought the mob. You know what I'm saying? He's fought them at the same time. So it makes sense. All right, the next one took a lot from Welcome Back Frank, that comic book, which I'm absolutely a massive fan of. I love Garth Evans. I love, Tim Birchstreet, the way he draws him. But once again, what the fuck is he doing in Florida? Why is he an FBI agent? What the fuck is that? His family doesn't die in Puerto Rico. What? What happened to Central Park? All right, then you got Warzone, right? Now, Warzone, they just got cartoonish with this shit. By the way, Ray Stevens really looked like him at the time they were drawing him at that point. Like,
Yeah.
He looked like him. He literally looked like him. Hair slicked back, then, covering his perfect. But this nigga's punching people through their heads. Like, the Punisher's strong, but Jesus. The fuck, when did he take the serum?
Yo, for real.
And then he's killing people that are doing parkour, like with a rocket? It's a flesh seeker? What the fuck was that? Jigsaw was a fucking joke. Whatever. So then you have the Netflix series, which I was like, all right. And that was good. That was good. Then he had his own thing, and I was like, what the fuck? Why is the Punisher in the last 2 episodes?
Pretty much, yeah.
Frank Castigliano is in every episode, but the Punisher isn't. And then the second season, and I was like, oh, okay, so now you're just going to shit all over me now.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Thank
yo,
Yeah.
I couldn't
that
even
second
finish it.
season was off. I've only watched like 3 episodes in that second season.
you. Man, I committed to the abuse because I watch WWE as well in Raw. Well, I stopped now.
Oh
I
man,
stopped. I don't want to get beat anymore, so I stopped.
bro.
So I'm watching it, and as the episodes go on, I'm getting more pissed off. I'm like, all right, whoever directed this shit, bottom of my heart, and I hope one day you get to see this at any point. I want you to realize that if I could drop an H-bomb on your fucking face, I would. You piece of shit. You had the casting. The story was perfect. Everything about it was perfect. He went back in the Daredevil thing, when he went back to where it happened, you know, where he was sitting at the carousel, and I'm like, perfect. You got it. You got the guy. You got the tone. Even though I didn't like his whole screaming thing, was weird. Yeah, whatever. I'll take a bad for great. You had the tone with that, and then you just went off the fucking rails, man. You bring in Micro. I was a fan of that. I like Micro, and you know, he's like his tech guy. He helps him out. Makes sense. Micro's in here. Then you throw away Micro in the next one. I'm like, so why introduce him? What the fuck are we doing? So once again, whoever, first season, I kind of get it, but I don't. Second season, you can just start fuck your face, you son of a bitch. So high hopes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You gotta look at it this way though. The Punisher is super difficult to write for, because you have to essentially write a mass murderer as the hero. But the problem is, the way Frank deals with villains is worse than what the villains are. Sometimes he does something worse than what the villains were doing to begin with. And for an audience, you either have to scale back his violence or do something way over the top to have an audience get it, a normal audience like show or text to get into it, because some of it just doesn't make any sense.
But you could all right. So the thing is, hearing the way the Punisher is and all that, it's refreshing. Like, I see in my mind, it's like, you wouldn't have him killing someone, robbing an old lady, beating the shit out of them, maybe, but you would ramp up the crime that was happening to the point where it's like, all right, there's no more cookie cutter shit here. Where it's like the Daredevil, you know, he's fighting people that are trying to, you know, rob this girl's purse, you know, the lawyer, whatever, and he's fighting the Foot Clan and all other shit. But Punisher is
I love the fact that, ironically, that clan is called the Hands.
Yeah.
The Foot was like, just like, you know, switch out, you know.
Yeah, fuck it.
It
all works.
Awesome.
But you know, you would have the Punisher deep in the streets, like, yo, this is a bad fucking neighborhood. So you got a woman walking the street and motherfuckers is trying to rape her. Punisher kills them motherfuckers. You got people doing the fucking the child trafficking shit. Kill those motherfuckers. Like, have him go against people that would deserve getting murked in the middle of the street.
Yes, I got
like,
you.
You didn't pay your taxes? Wow, like, nah, that wouldn't work.
So Vin, here's the thing. I'm gonna pull a little bit of a Cabs move here, right? So that would work, except for the fact that this is still Disney, and Disney is not gonna make a Law and Order SVU show where Frank is gonna kill people. Like, that is a show that cannot happen at the House of Mouse. Not to mention, you said, oh, don't have him kill the dude who steals a purse from an old lady. He absolutely would.
No. I'm saying don't waste your time and show the dude.
That guy's getting knifed in the back quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need.
There's the Punisher's not like, oh no, that was a small crime. No, you're gonna die.
You're jaywalking motherfucker.
Hey.
Shotgun to
you
the
know
face.
What it is? I've always felt that Marvel, as I look at the sign, I'm thinking Marvel needs the Marvel Night section where everything is edgier, where it's a little darker.
Holy shit!
That's exactly what you name it. Describe it.
What happened?
That scared the shit out of me. Yo, that scared the shit out of me.
It's all the Punisher talk. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody blames you. It's the Punisher talk.
It was so loud in my ear. All I heard was a bam, bam, and I was like, oh, what the fuck was that? I think I dislocated my spine, bro. Holy shit. We got a new subscriber. Keely, thank you for the subscribe, man. Keely Chow. Appreciate you. You scared the
right,
shit out. Yeah, I'm good now. I thought the Punisher knocked down my door. Holy shit.
Yo, you want the Punisher to be all that and murder people, and you can't even take a notification sound.
Well, when you got a fucking notification sound of max volume just popping up out of nowhere, that shit rattled my spine. Fuck.
I'm like, yo, I'm like, yes, subscribe, and all of a sudden somebody goes, the fuck was? Yeah, I should have said, what the fuck was that?
I'm gonna be like, oh shit.
That's why I can't have the headphones on anymore, man. Nope, good enough.
I hear you. Yo, Show, where the fuck you at, Show? Get your ass on here.
What's funny for me,
He said I
is,
got attacked by a fly.
I don't know what the sounds are. I thought he mistakenly hit something, and that's what he was reacting to.
Yo, that would have been funny. But the fact that it's the Beverly Hills Cop theme is amazing, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And we definitely got to review that movie.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Because if Show doesn't watch that shit, he ain't gonna watch nothing.
Nah, I don't think Show knows what Beverly Hills Cop is.
Hey man, don't fuck with me, bro. Don't do that to me, man. That shit is a fucking classic and a half. Like I was telling somebody, right? Like, the fall is coming and the holiday seasons are coming. So I always watch Trading Places because it has like 4 holidays in one.
Oh yeah.
You know, it has Thanksgiving, it has Christmas, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day.
Halloween.
It's like it goes through all of them, and I'm like, yo, can watch that shit, and I watch them like on those days. I watch it at one point or another before going out to do something. Like I gotta watch it that day. I mean, like yes.
It's my friend
Along with Die Hard. Huh? What is it?
I was just saying that it's my friend Lionel Joseph.
Babuya, ha!
How racist that was.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I love about it? When you see Dan Aykroyd laugh like that, I go, there's the paint coming off. You didn't get under the shirt. That's what you didn't do, guys.
But yeah, that was...
And I love Merry New Year. I said that, I always put that shit up on some Merry New Year. I covered 2 holidays in one.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Got it.
Yo, you know what? When I was working at Toyota, me and this guy named Sean, we used to do all the time. Be like, "Looking good, Sean," and he'd be like, "Feeling good, Vince." Or every morning, that's what we do.
I used to love the whole. Listen, man, you can't go ahead shooting people in the kneecaps with a shotgun. That's called assault with a deadly weapon. You get 10 or 15 years for that, bro. Because what I'm understanding is, you know how you fuck up poor rich people? Make them poor. You know what I'm saying? There we go. We got it.
That's
make
it.
the motherfuckers poor.
I always loved that shit at the end where Mortimer's having a heart attack and they're trying to wheel him out. He's like, no, fuck him. Put the machine back on.
When he hits the floor, he goes, you're buzzing up there. Fuck him. Oh, you're so focused.
Put those machines back on.
I can't go broke here. Yo, that's awesome, son. I was like, oh, I like your brother's dying. Fuck him.
He meant that shit too, man. That was
he did.
perfect.
He was like, yo, fuck that nigga. Yo,
Fuck
when they bet
him.
that dollar, he was like, so my life is worth $1. My man Winthrop, he was like, oh, these motherfuckers, kneecap. Shotgun. I'm like, oh, he's about to go in.
Shit, I love when he's the Santa Claus and he's eating the fish.
Oh, yeah.
He's eating like half the fish and half his beard.
You know who really won in that whole thing? Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
Because Eddie stayed rich.
Yeah.
Eddie became rich and then stayed rich. Dan Aykroyd was the one that got all the fucked upness.
And he
I
was...
remember my favorite part is when he's like, yo, take off your clothes, you little shit. Goes, you heard what he said? You heard what he said to me? Everybody's like, oh, what the fuck he do? Just strip. You're making this shit longer than we need to be right now. What are you doing? Say, ain't nobody here backing you up.
my part, Eddie Murphy on. I was Agent Orange, tactical battalion Agent Orange. Great, man. I lost my vision. I can't see.
Yeah. Van Zang. I'm like, what?
And they
ain't
live.
nobody buying that shit. You just said Saigon, you asshole.
Word.
I was there when Saigon fell. That's what most dudes that steer valor, they be like, yo, I was there when Saigon fell. Really?
Word.
Where? Where's Saigon?
Wang Bang and Zhang Zong. Agent Orange.
Yeah. And it was like, oh, we were in the war too. He goes, shit.
That Then they lift his ass up.
Once they
He's like,
said
"Oh,
that,
I
it
got
was like, damn.
legs. I got legs. I got
Legs.
legs. I can walk."
Yo,
He take his
had he
glasses.
not
I can
bumped into
see.
that dude, had he not bumped into that dude, he would have been money.
Oh yeah,
He would just walked away. They would have been on some like, we'll take that as not a big problem.
yeah.
But once he did, you take him out. He goes, no, dude, I'm trying to get back to you. Easy.
Oh, and
This is not my cup of tea.
I love that part. They watched him walk and bump
Yeah.
into the dude, and they're like, "Oh, you trying to steal from under our noses?" Like,
Like,
what?
no,
You see
he's
me?
pointing that briefcase towards him. How racist is that? He's like, yo, hey, one of the cops is black, by the way.
Oh yeah.
He's on some, nah, man, I'm trying to take it from here. This yours. Hey, thief, what? Wait, no. I just got away from him. Don't do that to me. By the way, like 8 guns in his face. Yo, where the other cops come from?
one came from the roof.
Neighborhood. Where are the other guys?
One came from the roof. The other one came from
Meanwhile,
the
I
sewer.
call the cops 45 minutes later. Yo, by the way, just to let you know, I got the money back. How? I sold so much shit when it took you so long, I got my money back.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, you
Doesn't
know.
matter now.
You know what I love when you call the cops and then another set of cops come like, "Oh, this isn't my jurisdiction. I wanted to make sure everything was all right." The fuck out of here.
Yo, why
Get
show
the
up?
fuck out of here.
Why would you show up? Be like,
Yeah.
yo, we're not needed here. They were needed half an hour ago.
Word.
I don't need nobody now.
Yeah,
He was long
They
gone,
broke
and I
it.
literally made the money back. We're fine. He took $500. I made
they
$1,000
making
when he was
a-
gone.
do you remember when they broke into your car and took your radio?
Yeah.
I stood outside for an hour and a half, late to work, just for the cops to come up and go, "Oh, it's under $300. We can't do nothing about it."
Yeah, it's not grand larceny or some shit like that.
Can't do nothing about it. You can't go find somebody with a goddamn radio.
You know.
Look at the time you waited for that shit.
You know, and I would have loved it. They would have been like, "Yo, here goes a list of people that steal radios around here." I'd have took the rest
Yeah.
into my own hands. You know, point me in the right direction. What's up, Trapster? What's going on?
You know what's funny? The thing is, it's the Bronx. How many chop shops are in the Bronx?
Word.
Come on. It's like Brooklyn. There's all, like we were talking about before, there's all that space by the piers and shit.
Hunts Point.
Jerome Avenue.
Oh yeah.
My man, you got a bunch of places that fix cars and then also chop them up at the same time. Come on, son. Tell me that radio ain't going to one of those places and one of the motherfuckers sent them?
For real.
Seriously?
And
You don't know where to go?
and you know that guy knew how to fucking do his job because ain't none of those wires were cut. He just disconnected the shit and took it. And I had one of them.
Perfect.
Yeah, I had one of those aftermarket radios with the fucking subwoofers in the trunk and all. And all he took was a radio. In my head, I was like, there was a lot more valuable shit in the trunk. In the trunk. Like, you took that $100 radio? Like, all right. Hey,
So,
fuck it.
He might have had a fix. That's
Yeah,
another thing.
Probably.
He just needed $100.
And it was
Just needed $100.
And it was weird too because that helped me out a little bit. Because I was supposed to go on a date that night and I hit Shorty up. I was like, "Yo, listen, they just robbed my car. You know, I gotta go fix my shit." She got mad at me, stopped talking to me. I said, "Fuck it, I got a new radio." It's like, this is more
When I was
important.
on that date, I got a new. That's perfect.
Yeah,
Was it meant to be? Yo, if you
Word.
can't understand that somebody broke into my car, then you're a piece of shit.
yeah. Biggest piece
You know
of
what
shit
I'm
I
saying?
ever met.
They're like, yo, really? You're mad because somebody broke into my car? And you're mad because we're not going on a date because that happened? Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right? Like,
Yeah, like, yo, were you there? Are you okay? Are you fine? This is what human beings do.
oh yeah.
Not pieces of shit. Like, yo, you okay? Were you there? Did you file a report? And the cops show up an hour later?
You know what I'm saying? Like, the
Instead
fuck?
of being concerned, you got to be a dick.
Yeah, I'm gonna just pull up
Okay.
in front of your house with an empty ass dashboard. Like, yeah, don't worry about that.
Like, yo, what happened? I told you. But you wanted to go on this date so bad that here we go. No music,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
You better start humming some themes, you know, bitch.
Hell yeah.
What things you like? Hum that shit, because I like
Sure.
radio.
You better know some
from the
fucking
phone.
Motown or some shit. Give
Play
me,
from your phone or some shit.
yeah. And by the way,
Like,
you fucking asshole, we're going to the fucking drive-thru and we're getting some McChickens. That's it.
Because I gotta buy a new radio.
But you wanted to fucking be here tonight, so fuck off.
I never understand that. It's like, yo, you at no point you trying to not understand how it doesn't affect you. Like, yo, I got my car broken into, son. That shit is not cool. That shit is not cool at all.
No, it's not.
And I gotta buy a whole new radio. I mean, don't get me wrong, I probably wanted to upgrade it, but this is not the reason I wanted to get a new radio.
And the type of like I'm violated right now. Someone broke into my shit and took my shit, and it's not a problem for you. What?
He said, like, we're not going on the date. Why not? I'm sorry, were you not paying attention for the last 20 minutes I've been talking to you? You fucking cunt. Jesus, you're selfish. You're so selfish. Oh man, we can't go on a date. Yeah, fuck me in my car radio. Fuck me, yeah.
Word, yeah. We got a Captain Marvel on our hands.
Exactly. By the way, that's my new word for cunt, by the way. So I'm gonna start doing. Oh, you're Captain Marvel.
There you go.
Captain Marvel. And it's gonna be such a good code that only people watching this and other people like telling them when I said, yo, she's a Captain Marvel. What does that mean? Don't worry about it. You're a Captain Marvel. Oh, is this your hero?
Yeah, I can't wait for the one person who doesn't know and just heard. So, oh, Captain Marvel, thank you. That's really nice of you to say.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, you're like, she's a hero, right? Yeah, yeah.
A mega hero.
Yeah. Like, hey, you're definitely Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah.
Top tier.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do that for all kind of superheroes. When I meet a dude, I'll be like, yo, you mad Iron Man, bro. Oh, that means I'm cool, right? You're a douche. That means you're a fucking douche. That's what I'm gonna start doing to people.
Yo, that's it. That's it, yo. Hashtag Captain Marvel.
You be like, yo, you mad Star-Lord right now.
Yeah. And like, yo, you Star-Lord in the face ass now, you fuck, man. And then when talk about fucking it, setting somebody up, yo, you mad Doctor Strange right now, bro. You just Doctor Strange. You set him up to die, brother. That's some Doctor Strange shit I've ever seen in my life. And if you like for the party, I'm gonna call you Zemo. He's a Zemo.
That's it.
Pumping the fist the right way. Yeah, he's a Zemo. Oh, it's on now. Like Iron Man. Oh, Robert Downey Jr. is cool. No, you're not. You're the comic book Iron Man. You're not getting it.
Yeah, right.
Such a dick. It'll be good. I can't wait to throw that into the people.
Oh yeah.
You sit at a bar, you be like, yeah, dude, it's cool. No, you're not understanding it. I'm missing you, bro. And if I call a guy Captain Marvel,
Dude.
Oh man.
this is why you can use comics. Comics are versatile.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All kinds of evil purposes.
Yeah, I'm about to start tagging people as Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Just be on Twitter. Just be on Twitter. Hey, hashtag Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. You'll be like, oh, wait a minute, isn't that a girl? It doesn't matter. Hashtag Iron Man. Yeah, you, buddy. Hashtag Iron Man. What? Yeah, man, Iron Man, you know. Oh, he's dope. Yeah, you're a douche, though. You don't get it. And then Star-Lord, of course. And, of course, yo, hashtag you just Doctor Strange him. It's fucked up. You set him up, man. Cold-blooded.
Damn.
And goes right back to comics. We went off a tantrum about trading places.
That's everything
We
fits.
find a way to do this.
Yeah, everything fits.
Yeah. So cops are definitely Star-Lords mixing with some Iron Man.
Oh yeah.
And just a little Doctor Strange, because it takes so long to get you. Little Doctor Strange sprinkled in there.
Yo, I remember
mostly Iron Man.
I remember one time I was coming home from school and my boy was dropping me off. And we're making a turn and a taxi hits us on my side. We got like T-boned. And I'm in the car and like in my head, I'm like, yo, we just got hit. Like I took it personal. Like this fucking car just hit me, son. And my boy thought I was dead because I wasn't moving. I was just sitting there contemplating life. Like this motherfucker just hit me, son. Like I want to hit this nigga back. You know what I'm saying? So we're out the car and I don't know. I had a look on my face or something. And cops pull over and my boy's like, all right, finally you get here. It's like, this is why he's like, no. This isn't our jurisdiction. I just wanted to make sure that nobody was going to hurt this man. And he's like, no, don't worry. We ain't going to hurt him. I ain't going to hurt him. And the cop looks at me and goes, no, I want to make sure nobody gonna hurt this man. I was like, I can't guarantee shit, bro. Like, the way I'm feeling right now, I can't guarantee nothing. And they waited until the cops in that jurisdiction got there. And I'm like, well, for that, you should have just took the fucking report and gave it to the nigga. We was there for 2 hours. Oh. Wait. And there you go.
What do we do?
I don't know.
What do we do?
Skype just fucked up everything about life. Yo, Skype just
Maybe
Dr. Strained us.
Maybe his thing died, his laptop.
I'm here.
No, wait a minute. I hear the voice.
No, he's
Yeah,
here.
can you hear me? I'm here. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't see your
Yeah,
picture.
on the feed, he's like,
Maybe that's them telling me it's my time to go. I've overstayed my welcome.
On my feed, I see him, but I only see your letters. I'm like Gigi when the shit's over.
oh yeah. You just shut me down with that. She goes, I don't see you. Let me just on and off this. I turn off the camera, turn it back on, and here I am.
On that note, I do gotta go.
All right, bro.
Yeah, you know what?
Awesome what ifs, man. Awesome
Word.
what ifs.
You know what? Let's end it here. That way we're not
problem.
spending the next
'Cause
hour.
clearly The tech gods want us to.
Yeah, right. Skype is like, I'm tired of this shit. Like you got somewhere to be,
This was the
Skype.
one way Doctor Doctor Strange knew how this was gonna end. This was the one way out of 4 million views.
Word.
There it is. Yeah. See, yeah, because I said Doctor Strange. There it is.
See?
Yeah.
Skype is
There it
acting the real Doctor Strange right now.
Absolutely. Goddamn Captain Marvel.
Word. Yo, and on that note, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody.
That'll be easy.
All right. Shit, man. That was a good one.
Yeah, I got to flex my nerdist wings.
Word.
Yeah, there's gonna be a whole lot of people who that watch this are like, what the fuck is that white dude talking about?
Hey man, they can go read the comics, man. You was giving out the sources.